our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
Or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Fafita will take the snap out of the shotgun. Fake the end around, fire the pass downfield. It's intercepted by Iowa State. Coming back the other way. Got the ball to the far side. Inside the 40, down to the 35 and out of bounds, just outside the 30.
You know what I like about this coaching staff that Brent Brennan has this year? And maybe in particular these two coordinators that Brent Brennan has with Arizona football in Seth Doege on the offensive side and Danny Gonzalez on the defensive side is that they break things down like we love to break things down. We have a segment which you'll hear today. We had to push it from yesterday because we're out at Arizona women's basketball. But we call it Wildcat Breakdown. We've named it. We've had that name since 2011. Glenn Howe and I breaking down Arizona Wildcats football every single week. And it has always been for us, it's been a dissection of what's happening on the field to the best of our knowledge. Because, of course, we're not the coaches in there. We can't tell you exactly what's happening. We can just tell you what we see, what we think should be happening in certain instances. But what I love about this staff is they've actually been willing to tell you what's happening, where things go right, where things go wrong. Danny Gonzalez in particular, who just loves to, dial you down every single defensive possession and give you the good and the bad. And we got that yesterday from both of the coordinators. If you were with us yesterday after we got done with the ladies over at Becky Burke's program, great day that was over there at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium, getting a chance to talk to all of those young ladies. After that was over, we gave you a chance to hear from the coordinators, and you may have heard Seth Doege break down that interception, that first interception that Noah Fafita threw in the game last Saturday, the loss at Iowa State. Now, I tweeted about this in my breakdown. What I'll try to do after every game is I go back through the tape and I'll see some things and I'll tweet about them, what I'm seeing, what I think should happen, what I saw, that kind of thing. But again, that's me. That's me and my, non-coaching knowledge of football. But I love that these coaches are giving it to you about what's actually happening, about why plays are breaking down, about why plays are being successful. So I want you to hear from Seth Doege what he said about that interception, that first interception. Because I tweeted that, one, I did not like the play call by Seth Doege in that instance because you're down 2 touchdowns. You've actually got a nice drive going to try to get back to within 1 score. They'd run 6 plays on that drive, and they were averaging 7 yards. Quick passes and a nice run by Ishmael Mahdi. And then they ran something of a gimmicky reverse play action with 2 routes that were 20 yards down the field with maybe one out pass in the flat for Noah Fifita to the guy he did the fake play action to, and that was Javon Watley. I just didn't like the design of the play. I didn't like the way that when you had something that was successful, I didn't like the timing of that call by Seth Doege, and I tweeted on Monday that, to me, that interception, although, again, there's two sides to every interception. There's the play you give your quarterback in that instance, and then there's what your quarterback does with that play, and can he adjust to maybe if what you gave him isn't there. And I said that I thought that it was not a good play. It was not a good play for Seth Doege to give to Noah Fifita in that instance on a 1st and 10 when you're moving the ball, when you got to have 6 points. 7 preferably, obviously. 8 even better. And I didn't necessarily, though, also like the decision-making from the quarterback in that instance. When the routes downfield maybe weren't there, and potentially he could have dumped it out to Watley in the flat there. Here's what your offensive coordinator, here's how he explained that play on Saturday night. Let me make sure I've got this correct before I give it to you here. Now go.
Let's talk about the first interception for a second. We repped that play 3 times during the week. Same exact look. We actually repped it one time against Danny, and we completed it, the over. Okay? So 3 times in a row, it was looked as clean as possible. And what happened is for whatever reason, our flat control, who was a ghost motion, hesitated. So when he hesitated, for whatever reason, we had no flat control. So the cloud corner that he's supposed to keep down, that Noah can't see because he's moving left, sinks into the over grass. All Noah sees is green grass and an over route. But for whatever reason, again, our flat control hesitated, so we couldn't get over there to keep eyes down, right? So like everybody's gonna be like, well, why do you throw that? Why'd you call that? I called it because it's worked 3 times all week versus the exact same look. And then if you break them down, that play has worked like consistently versus that defense. And so I thought it was the right time to call it. It's just the detail, again, it goes back to, this is what I'm talking about, is I'm going to take accountability for that because why? Because obviously I didn't coach the flat control hard enough to know, like, dude, you cannot hesitate. If you hesitate, we're in a bind there. So again, it's like it worked all week. Do you assume, like, okay, they understand what flat control means, they understand why you got to get there? Well, no, I got to coach every single detail to maximize that we're not going to make a mistake in the game.
Flat control. First time I've ever heard that particular term, flat control. And this is another thing. I love it. We're learning stuff. We're learning terminology, ghost corners, flat control. This is what I live for, folks. I live for this kind of breakdown. I love it. I absolutely love it. Flat control. So flat control was Nunu Wally. I think he said ghost. He said ghost corner, and then there was, I forget the term he used for Nunu on the play action part of that. But he was supposed to, essentially what he said was Nunu coming off that reverse play action was supposed to get a far enough out into the flat, down further into the flat, to where the corner, Jontez Williams, who made the interception, wouldn't have backed up into that zone and no one not have seen him there. So essentially, it was Watley. Javon Watley, Nunu, did not do his job in that instance there, did not do it correctly, did not get down into that flat enough to where that cornerback would have come up in that instance right there and not been in that position to where Noah Fifita could have hit that pass and gotten 20-plus yards out of it. So there you go. That's why that play fell apart there. So again, we can look at it. That's their explanation from it. You know, the flat receiver did not do his job there. Still, that doesn't change my opinion. I still don't think it was a great play call in that instance. We can argue that. He said, hey, it worked. It's worked before. We ran it on Danny in practice. It worked. Yeah. Practice, what works in practice is a whole lot different than what works in games. And I just did not like what I heard there did not change my mind. I have a clearer picture of what happened, but it didn't change my mind to that I didn't think that was a good call by Seth Doege. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Later on, we'll let you hear from the other side of that. We'll let you hear the breakdown that we got from Danny Gonzalez on the 52-yard play early in the third quarter. Wildcats go down and score right before halftime, 22-7. You know that Iowa State's getting the ball out, getting the ball to start the second half. You absolutely need to stop there to get the ball back, maybe to put yourself in a position to get back to within one score. And Iowa State goes right down the field on you that first possession, and they score to get the lead back to 22 points. And they hit a 52-yard little inseam kind of quick slant pass that got past the defense for 52 yards. So we'll let you hear Danny Gonzalez's breakdown of that play. I said on that play that it was, to me, it was Genesis Smith did not, and we talked about this on Monday, Genesis Smith did not take a good angle as the safety there to try to make that tackle and keep that to being maybe an 8 to 10 yard play versus it jumping out to 52 yards. And now you've got Iowa State at their strength, which is running the ball in the red zone, which they did to perfection in that ball game. So we got some breakdowns yesterday. I love it. I love what we're getting from these coordinators, Seth Doege and Danny Gonzalez. It is real time football. We're also going to talk today. So we'll break that down with Glenn Howe. Wildcat breakdown coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Also, Kyle Quinn is going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. The center, Kyle Quinn, will get his thoughts on the loss to Iowa State and expectations for Oklahoma State. I believe Kyle Quinn played Oklahoma State twice. I think he was on both those teams. At least maybe one of those teams that played Oklahoma State in the early part of the 2010s, 11s, in that area right there. So we'll get his thoughts on going up against that particular opponent, although it is not as strong a program now as it was back when Kyle Quinn played them. But still, Oklahoma State is still a team that's capable of coming in here and beating you on Saturday, and so you've got to be ready to go. It sounded, though, like both the coordinators were happy yesterday. We heard from them, obviously, yesterday about the way the team came out and practiced on Tuesday, which is the first day back of the preparation week heading into Saturday. Noon kickoff, Oklahoma State and Arizona. Our coverage on Saturday begins very early in the morning at 7:30 a.m. from the mall.
Why?
Why does it begin that early?
Why did they schedule a 7:30 a.m. pregame for us the night after Shaq is DJing, right? Like,
right?
I mean, the Red-Blue game generally doesn't take very long, DK, but if you're planning on staying for the entirety of the aftermath, then it's probably going to be a 4-hour night's sleep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, my plan is to hopefully be, I don't know. It depends on how long he's going to, when he takes the stage. I think last year we stayed at that party till after midnight. But
right.
the DJ, I mean, we could have left before.
I'm factoring in how far away you live from McHale Center.
So I'm hoping I'd like to be in I'd like to be in bed by 11. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see.
I think they did it so that the Zona Zoo
bed by 10
can be raucous for the noon kickoff because they will have not gone to sleep from the night before. That's generally how college works.
Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, it's going to be a fun. It's going to be an awesome weekend. It starts tomorrow. You've got Arizona volleyball home coming off a split on their Kansas road trip. So they've got a huge home match against Utah tomorrow. It's their only match of the weekend. So it's a one-match weekend for Arizona volleyball. So come on out and see those ladies at McHale Center. That'll be tomorrow night, I believe, at 6 o'clock. That match gets going. Yeah, 6 o'clock. It's Dig Pink night. So everybody will be wearing pink tomorrow. And the game is on national television. How about this? 2 games in a row, Arizona volleyball on national TV. Not just ESPN Plus, but Sunday they were on the ESPN main channel at 10 a.m. on
Isn't
Sunday.
that why the Pac-12 no longer exists?
Could be.
It is because all of the Olympic sports were on subscriber
Pac-12 network.
Yeah, $30 a month
Right.
subscriber only network. They did that for 10 years, and that's why the conference dissolved.
I can't remember. I don't know that they were ever. I'm trying to remember during the Pac-12 era if they were ever on quote national.
No, because they
TV.
never had that's what I'm saying. They never had a contract with the national service provider.
Yeah.
So therefore, it was always all the Olympic sports they put on the Pac-12 networks, which were subscribe only and not available on certain places like DirecTV. We all know the story. I'm just saying it's nice to be able to see some of those sports, DK, that you might not think of as revenue generating on national broadcast because there was a long period of time where you could not see that for Arizona Wildcat sports.
Thursday night's game, tomorrow night's game is on FS1. So Utah and Arizona, national TV FS1 from McHale Center tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Should be a whole lot of fun there. And then, of course, Red Blue game Friday night. That'll start at 6 as well. Post move, as we've been talking about, with DJ Diesel, a.k.a. Shaquille O'Neal, a Mixmaster Mike from the Beastie Boys, and DJ Tom E, Tomm-E. DJ Tom E is also set to perform. And you'll hear later on, if you weren't with us, we carried the press conference for Tommy Lloyd here. It was about a little over an hour ago. And we will try to get that to you maybe later. We got a kind of a packed show on the backside of this, but if we can get you some of what Tommy Lloyd had to say, we will get you that maybe in the 4 o'clock hour coming up. Okay, Dragon Ball was at the press conference. They opened up the practice after Tommy's press conference to the media. So Dragon Ball's over there right now checking some of that out. He'll be back with us a little bit later. We'll find out what he has to say about what he saw there. And Cricket is with us, and she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. A collision at Columbus and Fort Lowell. Fort Lowell and Columbus reported wreck there. Also, road work and slowdowns northbound for northbound traffic on Campbell approaching and passing Fort Lowell. Stay left advisory to get by, or you could save time, use Tucson Boulevard or Mountain Avenue instead. Clear and 68 the low, 98 and sunny tomorrow and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
The event of the year is here. The 23rd Annual Tucson Reptile and Amphibian Show and Sale, October 4th and 5th at the Pima County Fairgrounds Old Pueblo Hall. Discover exotic creatures from crocodiles to cobras. Enjoy a well-supervised reptile petting zoo. Get more information at TucsonReptileShow.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date. Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero!
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Wahoo!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco!
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my god, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Kevin Hart with some exciting news. I am coming to a city near you. My new tour is called Acting My Age, and I want to see you there. Come out, have a good night, a good time. It's all new material in a much, much more intimate setting. Go get your tickets and head to KevinHartNation.com now.
Comedy superstar Kevin Hart brings his new tour, Acting My Age, to Ava Amphitheater on Saturday, October 4th. Tickets on sale now at CasinoDelSol.com and KevinHartNation.com. Only at Casino Del Sol.
An enterprise of the Boscoyaki tribe.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Next Roll is a groundbreaking podcast created and executive produced by Vernon Davis.
This is where we talk about reinvention.
The series explores the transformative journeys of athletes, artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs.
They don't just stop here. They just keep going.
Next Roll isn't about what's next. It's about why they do it, how they overcome fear, and the resilience it takes to keep evolving at the highest level.
That's what it's all about. Stay tuned.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It was Stay Alive Day in Major League Baseball.
The next pitch. Swung on, hit a ton. Deep right field. Got a chance. Gone! Brian Rocchio, Sunday, game winner off the foul pole. Today, game leading solo shot to the seats in right. And Cleveland's got a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the 8th inning.
And the Indians Guardians tribe would go on to win 6-1 over the Tigers. So there will be a game 3, a deciding game 3 in that American League wild card. Tom Hamilton, the Hall of Famer, with that call there on the Indians Guardians radio network. The Padres have also stayed alive as they beat the Cubs, shut out the Cubs today in Wrigley by a score of 3-0. So there will be a game 3 as well in Chicago on Thursday. Happening now, the Yankees have gotten a couple of runs in the bottom of the first inning. This game is just underway. A 2-run home run by who? Rice. Who's Rice? Rice. He had a 2-run home run, whoever Rice is. I have no idea who Rice is for the Yankees. They lead the Red Sox 2-0. That series is 1-0 Boston. So the Yankees trying to be the third team today to force a game 3. Later on, it'll be Cincinnati and Los Angeles. The Dodgers winning big in game 1. Shohei Ohtani hitting a pair of home runs, as did Teoscar Hernandez, to make a loser of Terry Tito Francona and the Reds in game 1 of that series. Dodgers can wrap that up coming up. That'll be a 6 o'clock first pitch just as we are leaving the air. Thoughts on that? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Okay, so yesterday, J-Dub, after everything ended at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium, I was the last one there. And of course, there were a couple of basketballs kind of just laying around.
As there usually is. Yeah, sure.
So I decided, I to be quite honest with you, I do not remember the last time I shot a basketball.
Real quick, how many times have you shot a basketball in your life?
Oh, well, I mean, I played a little bit. I mean, I played probably up until 10th grade consistently.
That's not an answer to my question. Are you the kind of person who took 1,000 shots by yourself?
No.
Okay.
No. How many times in my life have I shot a basketball? I mean, who knows? Probably under 500 times.
Because I spent 4 hours every single day from the age of 11 until I was 22, shooting 4 hours a day, shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Not even close to that. No. So I can't remember the last time I actually shot a basketball. I'm trying to remember if I have ever shot a ball. I think I've shot maybe one or two on the floor at McHale at some point, like maybe when I worked there.
It's intimidating when it's empty,
2008
right?
or 9.
I think it's more intimidating empty than it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
With people there.
So I got up about 20 shots. Took about 20 shots, it was right. Because I figured, they probably have cameras in there. Like, as soon as this got out there, you probably went back and look at we got to go back and look at the cameras to see what.
You're going to be an internet superstar soon.
They could probably put me out there on blast for sure if they wanted to, because I'm sure there's cameras all over Richard Jefferson Gymnasium. So the question of the day, as I was walking out, I said, I got to make this a question of the day. How many of those 20 shots did I make?
Are you going to tell the listeners where you shot from?
I mean, I was actually shooting from all over. I mean, wherever, it's like shoot and the ball goes.
Like you're playing a horse with yourself.
Yeah, you just rebound wherever the ball goes. You rebound it, and maybe you take a couple dribbles between your legs or something like that, and you shoot from wherever. So there were plenty from the right side, plenty from the left side, some from out in front, that kind of thing. It was from everywhere. So how many of those 20 shots did David Kelly make?
Were you using a men's ball?
It was that's a good question.
Because it was Women's Basketball Media Day.
But they were practicing inside, so I want to say it was probably it seemed like it was a men's size. They are different sizes, correct?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a men's size ball. It bounced like I hadn't dribbled a basketball in a long time.
Yeah.
It seemed like it seemed like it had a lighter dribble. Then, the ball seemed lighter to me. It was. I think I said it's the men's size.
2025 basketball technology.
Yeah, it just seemed lighter to me than the last time I dribbled a basketball. So it seemed like it was flowing in and out of my hand and that kind of thing. It wasn't like it was like that heavy bounce that I was used to back when I was a kid. It was just really light, and I was like, man, this is like new age technology here that we've got with these basketballs.
Those leather balls from like the 70s and 80s were real heavy.
Yeah. It was nice. It had the the logo and everything on it. It was a nice basketball. I kind of wanted to take it with me, but I didn't.
There's cameras in there, DK. There's cameras in there.
That was the least the reason. I was like, I'm not going to do anything with it. It ain't like I'm going up to Catalina Foothills High and shooting on those hoops back out on the side of the road near where I live or anything like that. But so here are the choices. The choices were 12 of the 20 shots I made. 9 of the 20 shots I made, 4 of the 20 shots I made, 0 of the 20 shots I made. Now, this was a poll. It just ended on Wildcats 1290, our Twitter account. So hopefully you got in it. Before I give you the numbers on what the voting was, J-Dub, I want to get your number, and then maybe we'll tell the folks in this segment. Maybe we'll make them wait.
Well, you may not know this about me, but I'm a bit of an expert at deductive reasoning. So I would say that since you hadn't picked up a ball and shot in a long time, it's probably not going to be the highest number.
Okay.
And for sheer lack of, yourself wanting to be embarrassed because you're clearly tracking it, it's not 0.
Okay.
Neither of those two can be it. So it's either 4 or 9.
Okay.
And I'd like to give you the benefit of the doubt because we're not talking from 25 feet out. You said you're all over the different court, so I would say 9.
9. Okay, that's a decent guess there. So I'm going to tell you what the voters said. The voters said in terms of how many DK made. So again, was it 12 of the 20 shots? Was it 9 of the 20 shots? Was it 4 of the 20 shots, or was it 0 of the 20 shots? 46% of the voters voted that I made 4 of the 20 shots. That was number 1. Number 2, second place, 39% voted the number you did, that I made 9 shots. And then 15% voted that I made 12 of the shots.
I should have asked if you consider a layup a shot before, I guess.
Well, and if you've been following the thread on this here, I actually replied to the poll. Did that count the layup that I made at the end? Because, you always finish. You maybe finish with a layup.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, I finished with a layup.
You finished with a mic and drill.
Did that count the layup I made at the end? And the pollsters replied back, no, it did not count the layup that you made at the end. 0 people believe that I did not make any of those 20 shots. 0%, not one person voted 0 in this poll. So 4 was the most, 9, 12, and then last place was 0. So now the question, should I tell the folks now or should I make them wait? I think I'm going to make them wait.
Why don't you wait till Dragon Ball gets back and you can ask him?
Yeah, that's true, because I got to
too.
ask him too, yeah. So we'll let you, so the poll unfortunately is over, so you can comment. You can head on over to Twitter right now, at Wildcats1290, and you can comment how many you think I made. You can't vote, but you can comment there. You can also text us at 848-1290, 848-1290. How many shots of those 20 do you think DK made yesterday when he was by him lonesome? Everybody had left the gym, and it was just me at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium. It was kind of cool. I was like, oh, I've never been in here by myself before. Let me take some shots. So there you go. Coming up, we have got a little bit later, I'll give you your BetMGM Network top plays for today. One of them is on that Dodgers-Reds game, which will be getting going about 6 o'clock. So we will give you that as well coming up. Some bad news. Well, let's get to this right now, and I've got this over here on my side, J-Dub. Some bad news for the Cardinals today. They're already dealing with the situation involving James Conner, who is out for the season, and Trey Benson elevated last week to RB1. Well, here was Jonathan Gannon at his press conference just a few hours ago up in the Valley.
Okay, injury front. Trey Benson is going to go IR to return. He came in Friday, and it's a knee, but he should be able to return at some point this year. D-Rob's still working through the chest. He won't be out there today. We'll see kind of how the week progresses. Other than that, excited to get back on the grass today. Big challenge ahead of us, and play good football on Sunday.
Coach, when you have an injury like that and the offense has been starting slow the last couple of weeks, how do you overcome that and get the offense to kind of kickstart things early?
Never about one guy to me. Everyone's got to do their job at a high level, got to coach and play good, and real comfortable with the guys that will be assuming the role.
All right, so Trey Benson is now on the IR. So some news came out of that game Thursday night, a 23-20 home loss to the Seattle Seahawks. And because he has been placed on IR, that essentially means that he has to sit out a minimum of 4 games. Apparently, Trey Benson did undergo arthroscopic surgery on his meniscus, and he's expected to be sidelined for around 4 to 6 weeks. So unfortunate news right there for the Cardinals, who are already dealing with the loss of James Conner for the season. So now Michael Carter, Amari DiMercado, and Bam Knight are the running backs for this team as they welcome in the winless Tennessee Titans, which is probably some good news that you got a team here coming in that hasn't won a game yet this year for a 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday at State Farm Stadium.
I mean, the Cardinals' offense has just been so seamlessly dominant this year, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal losing running back 1 and 2. I mean, they can make up for that. No big deal.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that.
No, I mean, that's the thing is like the OC, fire the OC has been all you've heard for the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult, DK, when you're already struggling. Maybe decision-making from the pocket isn't great, and you don't have, your captain. Right, because that's what we're talking about here. But losing your backup, it's a long haul. I mean, that's why these rosters are trying to get guys prepared to come in situationally and carry the rock a few times. Now those guys have to step up, right? I mean, the Cardinals' offense has not been very good this year, and the defense has been playing very well. But they got to find a way to move the ball, get first downs, and without their number 1 and number 2 running back, it seems to me, DK, winless Titans or not, that's just a big ask. And they got to figure some things out quick.
Trey Benson had been leading the team in rushing at 160 yards, averaging at close to 6 yards per clip. He'd also caught 13 passes for 64 yards this season. Amari DiMercado kind of maybe, again, seems to potentially be that guy that's got maybe some star potential written around him. He's scored some touchdowns here. He looked great in the preseason, so he's going to get an opportunity here along with those other two guys, Michael Carter and Bam Knight. We'll see how that progresses for Kyler Murray and company as they take on the Tennessee Titans. 2 straight losses by field goals for the Cardinals, so looking to get back into that win column. It is DK on the Sports Tip. We want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We're going to talk football. Kyle Quinn is going to join us, the captain, Kyle Quinn, in the 4 o'clock hour. Glenn Howe will also join us. We'll break down the Wildcats in the 5 o'clock hour. Also, I mentioned big volleyball game coming up tomorrow. Carly Cisneros will join us, the sophomore outside hitter for your Arizona Wildcats volleyball team. We'll chat with Carly as well in the 5 o'clock hour. Cricket is getting you home right now, as she does every 20 minutes on the 5s with the traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. With collisions reported Columbus and Fort Lowell and Columbus, 6th Avenue near I-10 on 6th Avenue to the south of I-10, La Cholla and River Road and La Cholla. Road work and slowing at Ajo and Keno. Clear and 68, the low, 98 and sunny tomorrow and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Cue the easy button because it's almost easy deal days at Staples. Starting October 5th, enjoy 7 days of savings on over 1,000 products online and in your local Staples store. From tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Get a sneak peek of all the deals at Staples.com. Staples, that was easy.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start, and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
For 50 years, Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse has stood as an example of hope and resilience for survivors of violence in the community. Join in on Saturday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Reed Park and come together for the Footsteps for Healing Walk. Walk in solidarity with survivors and families impacted by violence in our community. Register now at emergecenter.org/Footsteps for Healing. Save the date, invite your friends, and be a part of this transformative event. Stand with survivors and take steps towards a safer community.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-approved collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials, and for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute. I assume he's not looking for any sympathy, but I feel bad again today for Dillon Gabriel. With the Browns benching Joe Flacco and making Gabriel their starter, he's again taking shrapnel as others argue over how the team is handling Shedeur Sanders. It's not Gabriel's fault that the Browns drafted him first back in the spring or that they think he's the better option right now. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at Depend.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Last time we talked to you in terms of our BetMGM Network top plays, we were looking at some prospects on Monday Night Football.
Pistol formation once again with Ingold to the left of Tua Tagovailoa. He takes a snap, fakes it, now pitches it to the near side, off the right side of the line, to the outside. Achane stiff arms a man, then gets into the end zone with a juke. It's a touchdown for the Dolphins. Achane from 9 yards out makes it.
And it was a great night for the Dolphins as they finally got a win. It was 2-0-3 teams, the Dolphins and the Jets. The Dolphins, though, got the win 27-21. We had in that game Jets-Dolphins Over 44.5 points was one of our BetMGM Network top plays. That game came in as a winner, 27-21 equals 48. So we got a win with that one. We also had a couple of plays on the Bengals-Broncos game. I don't know why in the world they told us to take the Bengals plus 7.5 points over the Broncos. That was not a good play at all. The Bengals are nothing without Joe Burrow. That's clear. In 2 games, what have they scored? 10 points in 2 games without Joe Burrow as their quarterback?
We should ask somebody less partial than you.
Oh, my God.
Aren't you, like, predisposed to kind of talk trash
to
about
talk
them?
trash about the Bengals? Sure, absolutely. But, I mean, I'm just speaking the facts.
No,
I'm speaking the facts.
You are. There are no lies detected.
And right there, they scored 3 points. So we lost on that bet, which we probably shouldn't have even taken that one because we knew we were going to lose with the Bengals plus 7 points. We did, however, win on the other side of that because we took the Broncos over 26.5 points scored, and they would finish that game with 28. So 2 out of 3 on Monday night got us a little bit of money. Not a lot, but a little bit as we try to creep down from being right around $300 in the hole. So nothing wrong with that. We've won now. That's 4 out of our last 6. We've won 4 out of our last 6 with the BetMGM Network top place. So we'll take that. And we've got one coming up for you tonight for baseball. Let's hear what that is.
I'm Michael Jenkins, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're taking the Dodgers on the first 5 run line tonight in Game 2 of their wildcard matchup against the Reds. The Dodgers offense on full display in Game 1, scoring 6 of their 10 runs in the first 5 innings. Zach Littell is on the mound today for the Reds, taking on Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Everything favors the Dodgers, so we're taking them on the first 5 run line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, the run line in the first 5 is -1.5. So Dodgers need 2 runs more than the Reds in the first 5 innings. That's actually a plus bet right now at BetMGM. It's plus 105. So your $12.90 bet there will bring you back just a little bit north of that. Just a little over $13 if you can get the Dodgers to basically do what they did last night. And that's get Shohei Ohtani to hit home runs early. That guy is just, I mean, he's made for the moment. We've kind of known that, but he just keeps proving it when the bright lights are on and the stars were out last night. Jason Bateman I saw him at the game last night. Who else? Rob Lowe. If you still want to call those guys stars, but yeah, they are.
Definitely.
Yeah, Rob Lowe was at the game last night. I'm sure there were a boatload of other ones that I did not see, but
the real stars you won't see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They are incognito for sure.
That second home run, DK, was the longest in the StatCast era.
Is that right?
For the Dodgers.
Wow.
484, I think I read something like that. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I mean, he can hit the ball and he can hit it really far.
I love the pitcher's reaction on that second home run too. Like, you hear the sound and you know that, but he threw his shoulders down and looked at the ground instantaneously the second that Shohei's bat hit that ball.
Yeah. You mentioned a hardest hit ball, 117.7 miles per hour.
That's exit velocity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardest hit home run off of and it was off, apparently it was off of a 100 mile an hour pitch too. So that pitcher was bringing some juice, and Shohei provided that. I guess when the ball's coming in at 100 miles an hour and you're Shohei, you don't really have to hit it that hard
but when you do,
get it to go out.
No, you really don't. You really don't. I mean, you got to really hit it in the right spot on the bat, which is why those, submarines, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
With the odd-shaped tips?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think the amazing thing about Shohei, I mean, it's so hard to compare eras and players, but I don't think I've ever watched anybody that reminded me as much of Barry Bonds in his heyday because of his size and hand speed and hand-eye coordination. So the hand-eye coordination plus the speed that his hand goes through and the size he has behind it with his perfect form, I mean, you just expect those balls to go out when he makes contact.
Yeah.
So it's scary.
100.4 miles an hour in, 117.7 miles an hour going out for Shohei Ohtani. Pretty impressive right there. All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Now, I've got something for you because, again, we've got our 5K a day promotion that we've been talking about, and I'm giving you twice a show. Okay, twice a show. I'm giving you a chance to win $1,000. So what day? Today is Thursday, correct? Or Wednesday? Today is Thursday.
Today is Wednesday.
Is it? No. Yeah, when is it?
It is, because if not, we would have football today instead of Glenn
true.
Howell.
That's right. It is Wednesday. The days just get all messed up when you're in this business. All right, so it is Wednesday. So we have given you 3 opportunities already to win $1,000, and I'm about to give you 2 more. One of these, I'm going to give you a keyword now. This keyword ends at 4 o'clock, so you've got about 10 minutes to text this keyword to have a chance to win the first $1,000 of this show. And then if you text the next keyword, you've got a chance to win a second $1,000. I'll give you that one before the show, after 4 o'clock, before the show ends at 6 o'clock. So just giving away money. You're going to text that keyword when I give it to you here shortly to 95819. 95819. It's a short code. It's not a regular phone number. It's a short code. So just put that short code in your phone, 95819. So when you hear that keyword, and there are 5 keywords we're giving away every day, 6 to 9 a.m., you'll get 1 keyword. Listen in one of our commercial blocks. I can't tell you which commercial block it's in, but listen for the keyword in one of our commercial blocks between 6 and 9. We'll give another one, keyword between 9 and 11, so late midday. Listen during that time period. We'll give another one between 11 and 2, and then we'll give you 2, one between 2 and 4, and the other between 4 and 7 on our show. And you'll also, so I'll give those to you, but you'll also hear them at certain times during commercial breaks during that time frame as well. Okay? That's how it works. So here is your first keyword of the show on Wednesday, October 1st. I got to make sure I give the right one. Save. Save. S-A-V-E. Save. Like that closer for the Guardians got to save today to take us to Game 3 of the American League Wild Card Round. S-A-V-E, save. That's your keyword right now until 4 o'clock. Text that keyword to 95819, and you have got a shot to win $1,000. It's the 5K giveaway, 5K a day giveaway promotion here, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. And like I said, I've got another keyword coming up for you in sometime between 4 and 6. We'll find a spot, we'll give it to you, and you'll have another shot to win $1,000. Only right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 do we give you 2 shots a day on this show anyway. 5 times total every day, 2 times on this show to win $1,000. All right, 95819, text the word SAVE to get that money. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I also have a sweet deal for you. I'll go ahead and just give you that one now as well, since we have a few minutes. I'll give you your sweet deal now. This is going to be Friday morning, Wildcats Radio 1290, 8:30 a.m. I've got a sweet deal for Terror in the Corn. Terror in the Corn. So last week, we sent you to Slaughterhouse with an awesome sweet deal. This week, we're sending you to Terror in the Corn. J-Dub, have you ever been to Terror in the Corn?
Not voluntarily.
But you've been. See, I don't know that I've even been to Terror. I don't even know where it is. It's well, maybe I have. No, I have not. If this is the one, I know I've been to that pumpkin place out on Avra Valley Road. What's it called? Do you know?
Annie's?
No, that Annie's is down in Wilcox. The one
that's the only pumpkin patch I know.
Yeah, the one that's up north, the freeway there. I've been to that one before, but I've never been for Terror in the Corn. So that's what this one is for Terror in the Corn.
Marana.
Yeah, it's up in Marana.
It's just called Marana Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah, Marana Pumpkin Patch. Thank you. Yeah, I've been up to Marana Pumpkin Patch, which is where this is, but I've never been up there for Terror in the Corn. It is Tucson's scariest Halloween tradition. 4 horrifying haunts await you. They've got the Pumpkin Plague, the Blue Moon Ranch, Funhouse Nightmare, and Bleakmore Asylum. 4 terrifying haunts in one night. This is, again, Avra Valley Road. It's open weeknights in October. TucsonTerrorintheCorn.com. If you need more information, these tickets, which you can get for $17.50 in this sweet deal on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m., normally go for $35. Now, they're only good on certain dates, so I'm going to give you those dates. Now, Friday is the 3rd, so it is good on Friday night. So if you get this on Friday, you can go Friday night. So you can go Friday and Saturday this week, the 3rd and the 4th. You can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. Then you can go Wednesday and Sunday the following week, the 16th and the 19th. And then you've got Wednesday and Sunday the week after that, which is the 23rd and the 26th. And then you can go the two nights before Halloween, which are October 29th and October 30th. And so I believe those will be Saturday, and Sunday, because I think Halloween is on a Monday this year, if I'm not mistaken. So those are your dates: October 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 16th, 19th, 23rd, 26th, 29th, and 30th, that you can use these tickets in this sweet deal, which will be available Friday morning at 8:30 a.m., WildcatsRadio1290.com. $17.50 for a ticket. Normally it'll cost you $35 to Terror in the Corn at the Marana Pumpkin Patch.
Nearby, yeah. They go fast.
There you go.
Tickets on Fridays go fast.
There you go. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290 is going to begin on the program. We'll talk some football with Kyle Quinn, the captain, Kyle Quinn, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Glenn Howe, more football on your Wildcats in the 5 o'clock hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing at Campbell and Fort Lowell due to road work. Collisions at a reported Tanque Verde east of Catalina Highway, La Cholla, and River Road. 6th Avenue near I-10, also Columbus and Fort Lowell. Clear 68, the low 98, sunny tomorrow 95. Now I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7 Ranger gets you out of plumbing danger.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-8695.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco.
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
so hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Wildcat fans, join us at Arizona Stadium Saturday, October 4th at 12 noon for Hispanic Heritage Day as your Arizona Wildcats take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field, alongside 50,000 of your closest friends. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287, that's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Cats Cowboys, October 4th. Bear down. Wildcat fans, 2025 Arizona football tickets are on sale now.
For the end zone, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Join the action at Arizona Stadium as Brent Brennan, Noah Fafita, Genesis Smith, and the rest of the Wildcats take on Year 2 in the Big 12 with 7 home games. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287, that's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Wednesday. Glad you could be with us. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Hour number 1, we were talking about the intense level of breakdown that we're getting from our 2 new coordinators here with Arizona football. That's Seth Doege on the offensive side, Danny Gonzalez on the defensive side. And we heard Seth Doege's breakdown of the first interception by Noah Fafita in Ames, Iowa, in a 39-14 loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. And we got some new terminology that we learned in that breakdown. Flat control, and that's an offensive player whose job it is to be in the flat, maybe as a decoy more so. And that was the one thing we didn't necessarily talk about, that part of it, because one of the things that I said in my tweet was I thought what Noah should have done there from his side of it was he should have pumped the throw downfield because he had Jontez Williams, who was the cornerback, retreating, and then dumped it out to Javen Watley, who could have easily have run for 7+ yards in that respect because there was literally nobody out there. But several things there. Obviously, when you then after you hear what Seth Dagey had to say about it, you go back and you watch the play again. And the play happened so quickly that I don't even know if the flat receiver, Nunu Watley, was even an option, was really even an option. Even though that was there for Noah, he threw the ball so quickly off of the fake and the look that I'm not even sure that was really even a legible option. The flat throw was even a legible option for Noah Fifita on that particular play because he got rid of the ball so quickly. Because, again, like Seth said, he anticipated all he could see was green grass and the over route. He couldn't see the backtracking cornerback that was going to eventually intercept that ball.
Well, that was Nunu's route there, right? Is to take that guy out of the play.
Exactly. Well, his job was to be down enough in the flat to make it look like he was an option,
right?
And draw that cornerback up versus allowing that cornerback to continue to retreat back into the passing zone, which is where he was to make the
probably the most untalked about skill in sports in general, but football in particular, DK, is when you are a skill position player, knowing that the play design is to the other side of the field, convincing the defenders that you're involved.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's there's a lot of I guess what you could say decoyness. I guess if that's really a word, a lot of things that are designed in these plays to make you think one thing, make the defense anyway think one thing, when something actually else is happening. So
that's sports.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that Nunu was even really even though I thought that's where Noah should have gone with the ball, I don't even know if that was really an option for him on that play. That would have been my follow-up question after he had explained it. I wasn't there yesterday because we were over at hockey, Tucson Roadrunners, and we'll get you some of that. If we don't get you the Tucson Roadrunners stuff today, we'll try to maybe get that to you tomorrow. But that would have been my follow-up question, would have been, well, was Nunu even an option on that play for Noah? Because the way that Seth explained it, they had run the play before and the throw had always gone downfield.
Right.
And not to the out option there. Okay, so that was the offensive side of it. The defensive side of it, and I don't think I tweeted anything about – actually, I think I did tweet something about this particular play. The 52-yard play right at the beginning of the third quarter, which is where little in-slant route that got through the defense for 52 yards. And to me, when I went back and looked at that, it was clear to me that Genesis Smith, and I mentioned this not yesterday, but Monday on the show, that Genesis Smith took a bad angle to get to the ball there. It could have easily had been an 8-yard play if Genesis Smith, who's your best player, takes a better angle to the ball there to make that tackle. Here's how Danny Gonzalez, the defensive coordinator, broke down that play.
So you're talking about in the slant pass, like if the corner is supposed to do something different?
All 11 guys are supposed to do something different. So here's your formation. The number 2 is the one that runs the slant. Okay? Number 1 runs underneath them out, so the corner's squeezing. Okay? The number 3 who's coming across, and then Jen, so we got linebacker pushed inside the slant of 2. We got the down safety pushing inside the slant of 1, because it was all 3. And then our free safety can cut the slant of 2 on this particular play. Jen cuts it, and as he's taking his angle, he takes one bad step, but he didn't break down, and the guy has to cut inside of him. The corner that's squeezing over the top of 1 is squeezing, but not the way he's trained. So he's 2 steps late from making a tackle for a 10-yard gain, as opposed to having to chase that thing down to the 10-yard line. So as soon as that ball is thrown, all 11 of those dudes on defense, whether it's in the front, it's why we've been so good at eliminating screens, or you're in the secondary, that ball's thrown, you're going as fast as you can until that thing's dead. Because if Genesis trips him up, Michael guts him from behind, it's possibly a fumble. Or AG guts him from behind, it's possibly a fumble. But if not, and Jen trips him up, now it's just 4 more yards as opposed to being down right there. When they throw a screen, you see Tia and you see Deshaun, you see those guys. As soon as the quarterback throws the ball, bam. If it's 90 yards, or if he's throwing the ball 60 yards down the field, those guys will turn and run and they'll sprint. And then after about 5 or 6 steps, they'll stop sprinting because they're not going to make a play on 60 yards down the ball. But they better be on a good jog so they get lined up if they go tempo, if they catch a 40-yard pass. But if they throw the ball on the shoulders down, which we read the DBs to read, and now they run a screen and the guys come, that's why they're screen killers. Because they turn and they got a 300-pound guy sprinting full speed immediately, he guts you. So it's training. And you have to do different drills in that because they don't naturally want to do it. 300-pound guys don't want to freaking turn and sprint every single time the ball's thrown. Corners should, safety should, linebacker should. So if he takes the right angle, full speed, it's a 10-yard gain.
Second one.
So there you go. It's a 10-yard gain. Now, what he said there was and Danny, you got to sometimes decipher what he's talking about. He admitted that, yeah, Genesis's angle wasn't the best, but he really put the onus on Michael Dansby, who was the outside cornerback there. And when you go back and look at the play, I have it up on my Twitter account, David Kelly 1290. I mean, I would not have even thought that Michael Dansby, who was the outside corner, and again, when you heard him say at the beginning, 1, 2, 3. There were 3 receivers. There was a tight end. There was a middle receiver. The middle receiver was the 2, he said. That was the guy that caught the pass. And then there was a 1 receiver who was the far out receiver. And that's actually when they lined up, they were it was kind of a look of man. Michael Dansby was on the 1 receiver. All the receivers ran slants in, and Trayton Stukes was the safety lined up on the number 2. But his job apparently on there is to cut the number 1, which is what he did. And the number 3, which was the tight end, he was taken by the linebacker. And so Michael Dansby, according to Dan Gonzalez, who's on the outside, was supposed to come around and not necessarily guard that receiver, but be able to make a tackle closer downfield if the ball went to that receiver.
Yeah, I mean, you just said sometimes you need to translate. Let me translate. Dan Gonzalez has been very clear that the philosophy is to swarm to the ball and that the first person with an opportunity to try to cut that ball carrier in half, and everybody else behind that play, DK, their responsibility is to fill in and swarm to the ball. So that just goes with his general talking terms that we've heard all year long in every press conference, which is the initial defender is meant to make a strong tackle on the ball, and those players in the vicinity are meant to clean up whatever else happened. So go as hard as possible, cut that defender, cut that offensive player in half. That's been the terminology he's used this whole fall.
So what we had in both instances of the plays we've talked about today, the play on offense and the play on defense, what we had in both of those instances was hesitation. We had hesitation by Watley coming off the play action, not to get fully out into the flat, to try to bring that cornerback down out of the interception zone. And we had hesitation by Michael Dansby not to get back into the middle of the field to have a chance to cut off that number 2 receiver as he was getting the ball and starting to get downfield. Like he said, Genesis took a bad angle. If Genesis takes a better angle, and he admitted it wasn't, he took a bad step, he said, if Genesis takes the right angle, he initiates contact on that receiver, and then everybody else swarms. The fact that he missed it, if Dansby's in the right spot, he can cut that play down and, like you said, keep it to maybe 10 yards versus it really getting out. And now Dansby is chasing him downfield and has to push him out 52 yards down the play.
There's a lot of consistency here with both coordinators, and what you'll hear is what he said there to start that, DK, was all 11 guys.
Yeah.
He didn't say, it's not one player who's responsible for a bad play. There's not one player on the defense responsible for a 52-yard completion when, for the most part, you're holding the Cyclones somewhat in check. As to taking bad angles, I mean, I think everybody knew that's not necessarily the best angle to take. That's your best defensive player, potentially your best player on your team, and everybody on the team is responsible for that play. I think that's consistently what Coach Gonzalez has said. That's his philosophy.
So there you go. You're getting these guys are giving you the full breakdown. I would encourage you to go look at their press conferences because you're getting the full story, and you haven't always gotten that. I mean, I've been covering this team for 18 years now. You don't always get that type of in-depth honesty from coordinators, and you're getting it from these two guys. And for better or for worse, I always say for better, because I can tell you what I think, but it's better that you hear it from them, and they can tell you exactly how they saw it, because they're the guys that are out there doing the coaching.
All I hear is honesty and accountability.
There you go. That's what you want right there. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We are joined now by our third member of our team. Cricket is here. Cricket.
Hi.
Do you know anything about flat control?
No.
No. Have you ever heard of a ghost corner?
No.
Flat control is like when you wear pumps that are just too high and you're not comfortable walking on them. And you wish you were wearing flats. I think that's what that is.
That's fair.
You've never seen the ghost on the corner?
No.
No?
No.
The ghost.
Yes, the
capital
ghost.
T.
The ghost. It's October.
Okay.
There might be a ghost on the corner.
Maybe on every other corner, even. Perhaps.
Somebody will tell you, yeah, they've seen the ghost on the corner. They kind of look like they're half asleep, but they're like standing up because they're drugged out.
Those are zombies.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. Because sadly, I think a lot of us see that.
Yeah. We I've seen that a few times for sure. The ghost on the corner.
The ghost on the corner, is that anything like modern day dating? Like, can they ghost people? Is that anything like ghosting or no? Okay.
No, that could be. We could come up with something to have to do with dating, but no, it's a football terminology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I need to Google this.
The ghost corner is the cornerback that you can't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of stealthy, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
He's
Gotcha.
Stealthy. Right.
Okay. He's so fast.
He's there to take your football away and run the other way with it.
You blink, you miss it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I totally get that. I understand that.
There
okay.
you go. See, now, hey, Cricket knows what the ghost corner is.
I get it now.
And the flat control.
Exactly.
You don't wear flats. When's the last time have you worn flats or pumps lately?
I'm trying to think. There are a really cute pair of boots I really love to wear for the winter. So that's the best thing about the fall.
Getting close to that.
Super cute boots.
Getting close to that.
They're not stilettos or anything. But
yeah, are you working on your Halloween costume yet?
You're gonna laugh at me. I already have it.
Really?
Yeah, I wore it last year, and I'm
doing it
straight.
again?
I'm gonna wear it again. I'm like, that was cool.
Did you win prizes for it? Is that why you're wearing it again?
No, but I scared children.
Oh, there you go.
So that was kind of fun.
Have you been to Terror in the Corn? We're giving away stuff for that this week.
I have not.
You've not been to Terror in the Corn? That makes three of us then.
I would like to, but it's hard to go through a corn maze in daylight.
And be
I'm
scared is what you're thinking?
I'm terrible at that. So I'm thinking it's dark. There's chainsaws. There's scary clowns, and it's dark.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would do it.
And hay fever, too.
Exactly. And it's, there's bugs, and it's humid. And
it's funny because we're all city people, the three of us. But if you grow up like outside of Ames, Iowa, like you're driving past corn row after row after row every day,
normal,
and you're a kid and your imagination starts to wander. So there's obviously stuff that's living in there.
Oh,
but for us, I mean, growing up in Tucson, cornfields were never a source of fear for me. I mean, even Children of the Corn came out when I was a kid. But other than that, but that wasn't something you could reach out and touch, right?
Yeah.
Where we grew up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That Malachi character, he was kind of scary in that show.
Very.
Children of the Corn. All right. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic in your way.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Some backups on the westbound side of I-10 Sunset to Miracle Mile. It's stop and go in some areas. Crashes, La Cholla and River Road, Tanque Verde east of Catalina Highway, and also northbound on Alvernon, north of Ajo, and more slowing there. Clear 68, the low 98, and sunny tomorrow and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start, and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-proof collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Wildcat fans, join us at Arizona Stadium Saturday, October 4th at 12 noon for Hispanic Heritage Day as your Arizona Wildcats take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field, alongside 50,000 of your closest friends. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287, that's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Cats Cowboys, October 4th. Bear down.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel confirming that receiver Tyreek Hill's season is over after he tore multiple ligaments in his knee in Monday night's win over the Jets. Hill's agent Drew Rosenhaus saying the surgery on Tuesday went very well, and the goal is for Hill to return for the start of next season. Elsewhere, 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy did not practice on Tuesday ahead of tomorrow's game against the Rams. Purdy felt some soreness in his toe Monday morning after his return on Sunday. Head coach Kyle Shanahan did not rule out Purdy for the game, saying he will start if they feel he can play up to 100% of his ability. And the Vikings are hoping to see quarterback J.J. McCarthy back at practice soon. Head coach Kevin O'Connell saying they want to see him practice in some capacity this week. McCarthy has missed the last 2 games with a high ankle sprain. The Vikings remain in Europe, taking on the Browns in London Sunday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword WIN right now to 95819. That's WIN to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's talk some Arizona football. We were just going over Danny Gonzalez's breakdown of the 52-yard play that kind of put the Iowa State Cyclones back in control of that game on Saturday night at the beginning of the third quarter. We are joined by the captain from the 2011 Arizona Wildcats center, Kyle Quinn. You hear him every game day on Countdown to Kickoff here on the Wildcats Radio Network. Kyle, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Kyle, I don't know if you caught the coordinators yesterday, Seth Doege and Danny Gonzalez. Now, and Danny, we know, I mean, he's been very upfront and forthcoming with a lot of what's happening since he got here and got into that role where we get a chance to hear from him a lot. But I've been telling the folks just this entire 2 hours, I just love the honesty and the full breakdown that we're getting from both of these coordinators, Seth Doege and Danny Gonzalez, because you don't always necessarily get that from assistant coaches. A lot of guys won't come out and really lay out what's happening for the fans like these two guys have been.
No, David, and thanks for having me on. I love getting the chance to talk Wildcat football with you. And, yeah, the transparency and accountability from the coaching staff in these weekly press conferences has really been rewarding to see. You don't see this. You don't get to see into the eyes of a coach or a coordinator like the Arizona Wildcats fans and the media have, getting to see, Danny Gonzalez giving you everything, the terminology, his philosophy, his mindset for, whatever it may be, whether it's defensive line, whether it's the secondary play, and then Seth Doege really being upfront and accountable with the offense, putting it on him to make sure that, hey, I need to get my guys in position to make plays and make sure they're prepared. So it's a breath of fresh air to see, these two coordinators and coaching staff for Arizona being upfront. And, you see across all college football, coaches don't want to reveal too much of themselves or their coaching philosophy or ideals just because that's how coaches are. They're very protective of what they do and what they teach. But for Arizona fans, you're getting a front row seat to some great football 101 chalk talk on a weekly basis with these press conferences.
Yeah, you mentioned the terminology. There was a new term that I'd never heard before that I got yesterday, and that was flat control. Now, you're an offensive player. Were you familiar with flat control?
As an offensive lineman, not too much. But when I got into the coaching world, that kind of started to make sense when you're putting the whole picture together for a defense. But yeah, you talk about the term that I heard Danny say the other week was a defensive end knifing inside. That's up my block right there. When he starts talking about the D-line play, plan, blitz, and stunts, that gets me all fired up. Like, all right, put me back in the media room, coach. I want to go back to school here for football 101.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to listen to those two guys talk for sure. Kyle Quinn joining us, center from the 2011 Arizona Wildcats football team, analyst on the Arizona Wildcats radio network. What were your top takeaways from the loss at Iowa State, Kyle?
Unfortunately, the game did not go the way the Wildcats wanted, but you still saw this team compete. and you saw them compete in a hostile environment against a very good and very potent top 15 Iowa State team. I was very curious to see which Cyclones team we were going to get this week, because the week before at Arkansas State, they really let them hang around. It was a very nonchalant, I think it was a 6 or 7 point game. And I'm like, they kept talking about the weather and how it was 94 degrees in Arkansas, and that may have had something to deal with it. But I was like, you know what? It's going to be interesting to see how they respond after a close game like that. And they were just able to out-execute Arizona in those fine details. Now, Arizona still competed, put up a great fight. You saw the guys going out there trying to make plays, on offense and defense, but Iowa State was just able to execute a little bit better in those critical moments. I'm talking, the third downs, the executions on offense and on defense. Arizona unable to get off the field early in those critical third downs, whether it be, a player being out of position by half a step, or Rocco Beck just dropping an absolute dime on some of those, long pass plays that we saw, where Arizona's coverage was pretty good. It's just throwing better.
We're chatting with Kyle Quinn. He is the center from the 2011.
You have to be able to execute. You have to be able to execute at a high level to keep up with them.
We're chatting with Kyle Quinn, center from the 2011 Arizona Wildcats team. Kyle, one of the positives, obviously, was the play of the offensive line and the elimination of a lot of the penalties we had seen in the first 3 games. That was a very needed positive step forward for that line.
Certainly, this is a great confidence-building game for this offensive line to go in. Obviously, the penalties were minimal for both sides. It was a fairly clean game. There weren't many flags on the field. The offensive line in particular, they didn't get to run the ball as much as they would have liked to, but you saw some glimpses of the running game that has been really good for Arizona so far, still starting to show itself. You see, Ishmael Mahdi at running back being able to bounce and, use those offensive linemen to his advantage. But seeing, I love the creativity also. Going back to Coach Seth Dagey, he's really helping this offensive line get in position. When I say that, you're seeing formations that are very friendly for the offensive line, these unbalanced formations that are forcing the defense to show their hand and make the picture easier for the linemen up front. I'm talking, even with Doa in the quarterback run game, how you're seeing a few dedicated quarterback easy formations for the offensive line to handle. Great up front, the hostile environment, they didn't get flustered, and seeing them start to gel. They're starting to play better, and I've always said as an offensive lineman, you don't play your best game as a unit until about week 5 or 6 in the season, because it takes that long to gel and communicate with each other and anticipate what you're going to do alongside one another during a game.
Kyle, one of the things that we didn't necessarily see in camp, and you always say that there's some things that maybe they're holding back, or maybe they're doing in that part of the practice day before the media actually gets in there. I didn't see a lot of the pulling with the line during fall camp, and then we started seeing it right away once the games got going. And I was like, because one of the things I kept asking myself is like, are they going to pull these guys? Are they going to try to do any of that kind of stuff? Because we didn't see that in camp. Is that kind of custom that maybe you don't show a lot of your pull action until you absolutely need to show that?
Certainly, and it's another element of the run game. And if you rely, too much on the zone scheme, which is, it's everybody's bread and butter now in college football. Everybody runs a zone read or some form of it. But if you only have that lateral run play where you're not getting north and south like a gap scheme or a puller brings about, you're really going to limit yourself. So Arizona, you don't want to show your hand too early. And I remember watching some of Seth Dagey's offense at Marshall. He has that pulling scheme in his background. And I saw a couple of times, not necessarily in practice, but in the individual periods for the offensive line, Coach Oglesby was working on pulling techniques. And I saw that, and you didn't really see it too much in the team periods, but when you see it off to the side, something's up. And I had a feeling they were going to show this later on in the season. And sure enough, I remember watching in the press box, I think it was against Kansas State when they first showed the pulling scheme, and I about stood up out of my chair and put a fist in the air. It's like, we finally have the power run game. We got pullers, we got big guys moving in space. Because guys love pulling, David. I remember as a center, I didn't get to pull too often, but when you get to pull and run around in space and go hit a little guy, it's a lot of fun. So the pulling scheme just gives you an extra element in the run game, and it keeps defenses from relying solely on stopping that lateral zone movement when you get that vertical downhill pulling and down blockers in the old school smash mouth football. And it's also a little bit less stressful on the O-line, too, when you're blocking gaps instead of zones.
Kyle Quinn joining us, captain for the 2011 team. We really haven't played Oklahoma State that much since the years when you were in school. Kyle, you had a couple of matchups with them. One was in the Alamo Bowl, obviously at the end of that 2010 season, and then you guys had to go down there at the beginning of that 2011 season. Obviously, those were Mike Gundy teams. He was fired this season, but what do you remember about those matchups when Oklahoma State really had that program going?
This Oklahoma State team has a very special part of my football journey as a player in college. It was, the Alamo Bowl you mentioned was my first ever collegiate start, and it's against Oklahoma State in the Alamo Bowl. So that was my welcome to college football moment, David, if I've ever had one. Everybody has one. You always hear people talk about it. That was my welcoming moment, taking over for one of the greats in Colin Baxter, and really trying to make sure, with Nick Foles at quarterback, trying to make sure we put our best foot forward there. Ultimately, we didn't win the game. And then we go to Oklahoma State in 2011 and play against arguably the best Oklahoma State team that Mike Gundy ever had. They were number 2 in the BCS. And I don't know if you remember this, David, but they were a missed field goal away from getting to the national championship game.
Yeah.
They missed the field goal against Iowa State. That was when they had Justin Blackman, a wide receiver, Brandon Whedon, a 28-year-old quarterback in college. I don't know how they got away with that. And then you throw one more on top of that. They came to Tucson my senior year with Coach Rich Rodriguez, and we boat raced them off the field. Kadeem Carey and Matt Scott had an incredible game, and that was a ranked win at home in week 3 for Coach Rodriguez when he got to town. So, 3 matchups against Oklahoma State. It turned into a little bit of a rivalry for me, and it's always had a special place in my football life and my journey here when you reflect on when you played. I got to play against the Cowboys 3 times, and you never miss a game when you think about it like that.
Well, see, I had that wrong then. I thought you were 2011. You're actually 2012 because you played in that 2012 game there here when you guys beat them.
I had one more year in there, David. So it's always fun, and it's always good to remember the 2012 year because that's when we won and we just ran them off the field and that up-tempo offense that Rich brought to Tucson. They were tapped out in the fourth quarter. I remember they were bent over and breathing heavy with that pace that Kadeem and Matt were setting behind us.
Yeah, it was a great day for sure. I remember that game. Matt Scott throwing for a couple of touchdowns, Kadeem running for 3 touchdowns. That's one of those games you love as an offensive lineman when you can roll up the yards like you guys did that day.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. And when you have electric playmakers like Matt Scott at quarterback, I almost equate him to a baseball shortstop back there. He could just throw the ball on a frozen rope, different arm angles, getting outside the pocket. He was always comfortable doing that. And having Kadeem at running back, I remember when we first got him on campus, and he was just, this kid's the real deal. And look at the career he had and his ability to go in the pros and play in Canada for so long. He made the offensive line look good. And when you have a running back that makes the O-line look good, he's going to be their best friend on and off the field. So I will say, Kadeem, just great through the hole, but he did get caught a couple times where he had to make us run down the field and catch our breath and finish the drive. But he had much more positives than negatives. There's only a handful of times when he got caught.
Kyle, real quick, what are going to be the important things for Arizona this week as they play this current Oklahoma State team, which is a little down this year?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation with Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy's just a legend. He played there, he coached there, brought them the ultimate success. So seeing what Oklahoma State is going to bring out on the field, now that they've also fired their defensive coordinator, Arizona across all 3 phases has to expect the unexpected. On offense, you don't know what front they're going to run on defense, what coverages, blitzes. So you really have to prepare yourself for anything, put all the tools in your tool belt, and really expect whatever they can throw at you. And I've been on that side where you're in a locker room where you have a head coach in transition trying to figure out what's going to happen the next year. The coaching staff is really willing to open the playbook. So Arizona cannot get comfortable. They cannot buy into that outside noise of players transferring and what's the uncertainty around the program. They have to get back to their roots and everything that Coach Brendan and the staff has been preaching this offseason. It's going to be put to the test this week, against an Oklahoma State team that has nothing to lose, and they can throw everything in the kitchen sink at them.
All right, Kyle Quinn, you'll hear him and Brody Dryden count down to kickoff 10:30 in the morning on Saturday ahead of the noon kick between the Wildcats and Oklahoma State. Kyle, appreciate you taking some time to join us.
Of course. Thanks, David. See you Saturday.
All right, Kyle Quinn, 2012. I got to change that on all my notes and graphics here. I had him graduating in 2011, but he's class of 2012. Played against Oklahoma State in that game here at the stadium.
That also means he's younger than you thought, so that's a good thing.
He's a year younger than I thought. Absolutely. 520-848-1290. It's DK on the Sports Tip. We'll talk some more football, some more Arizona football in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll break it down with our Arizona insider, Glenn Howe. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. A westbound I-10 approaching Orange Grove was an earlier reported stalled semi. Westbound I-10 approaching Orange Grove, westbound I-10 slowing, Sunset back to Miracle Mile. Other collisions that are reported, Alvernon north of Ajo Way, Tanque Verde east of Catalina Highway, also Broadway Boulevard and Pantano. For your weather, clear 68, the low 98, sunny tomorrow and 94 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up. And I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-proof collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials, and for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
When
Night falls, terror rises. Tucson's ultimate haunted experience is back. Terror in the Corn. 4 bone-chilling nightmares await. The pumpkin plague, where rotting vines strangle the living and the harvest never dies. Blood Moon Ranch, when the moon turns red, the slaughter begins. Chainsaws roar and no one gets out alive. Funhouse Nightmare. Step inside the twisted funhouse where the clowns don't want laughs. They want blood. Bleakmore Asylum, where the walls whisper, the gates slam shut, and the madness won't let you go. 26 years of terror, and we're just getting started. Halloween begins at TucsonTerrorintheCorn.com. Same location, Avra Valley Road. Open weeknights in October. Enter if you dare.
And this Friday, we have a sweet deal for you from Terror in the Corn. You can get an admission ticket into Terror in the Corn for just $17.50, originally $35. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
This is Bill Ryder of the Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Ravens face the stark reality their season could be done very soon. At 1-3, with Derrick Henry looking his age and a defense that has been awful, it turns to Cooper Rush to try and get a win or two, or the Ravens' 2025 season is over. I'm Bill Ryder.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, don't forget, before we get out of here at 6 o'clock, I'm going to give you another keyword in our 5K a day promotion. We're giving away $5,000 in $1,000 increments 5 times a day. I gave you a keyword right before 4 o'clock for that opportunity to win $1,000. Now I got another opportunity for you to win $1,000 between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock every Monday through Friday. So I'll give you that keyword here coming up a little bit later. I also will tell you how many of those 20 shots that I made yesterday over at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium. That's coming up straight ahead as well. 520-848-1290 is the number. We had Tommy Lloyd earlier. In case you missed it, the head coach of the Arizona men's basketball team, his first press conference of the season, his media day, you could say. I believe they're actually going to be going to Kansas City here shortly as well for the actual Big 12 media day. We'll update you on when that's happening as well. But let's hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, today.
All right, guys, let's do this.
These first few practices, now that you have the entire team together, looked so
Good. I mean, good. It's we feel like we're getting ready for a long journey. It's a great group of guys. It's been a lot of fun. We're still, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the build looks like. So I just feel like it's so early. I mean, I don't want to come out and say a bunch of superlatives and all these amazing things because we know how hard it's going to be. But I feel like we got a lot of great pieces, and I think the initial parts of our culture build have been positive, and yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a team that's going to be built for all the challenges that are in front of it.
When we last talked to you, you had said that eventually there was going to need to be a year where, with all the COVID guys going out, you'd have to kind of skew young. Did it change the way you've approached this offseason in terms of the workouts and all that because you have so many first-year college guys?
I don't know if change per se, not wholesale changes. I think we're going to see we have a number of freshmen that are ready to play. So, you know, I mean, we're gonna put the best players out that we can, no matter what year in school they are. You know, we had a great freshman group that I'm really excited about, and I think they got a real maturity about them. You know, physically, I think they're also ready. So, you know, I'm looking forward to for them to kind of start these battles, and you know, we'll obviously adjust and grow, you know, as we go through them. But it's been a ton of fun. So, but no major adjustments overall.
Said that he didn't really participate in the NBA tryouts and going through that process, that he just came back to work on his game. What have you seen? I know it's a very short time, the benefits of that for him.
For JB? You know, JB looks great. You know, JB is a first-class individual. You know, it's not too often, you know, this day and age where you have a senior point guard that's, you know, been at a school or with a coach for, you know, numerous years. So, you know, I have a real comfort with JB, and I really value, you know, what he brings to our team, you know, on and off the court. You know, I mean, he's going to be, you know, without a doubt in my mind, at the end of the day, one of the best point guards in the country. He's continued to improve his game. He's in all facets. He's a great worker, and he's a great teammate, and you know, maybe he's a guy that's, you know, been willing to sacrifice, you know, for the greater good of the team, and maybe, you know, he's not getting the notoriety or shine, you know, that he probably deserves. And you know, for me, you know, I take great comfort knowing that he's our point guard, and you know, and have great confidence that he's one of the best players in the country.
About this freshman, how do you feel about, like, granted they're older freshmen, you know, been through a lot of these guys, but this is a time when college basketball is getting old and everyone's coming back because NIL, et cetera, and do you figure that's going to be a particular challenge to
I mean, I'm not anticipating any more challenges than a normal season. You know, the challenges for us is always going to be in the competition that we're playing is, you know, at the highest level. You know, and that's with great intent that we do that. You know, we feel like we're a program that belongs in that upper echelon of college basketball. You know, that's not to say we don't also, you know, strive to do more and want to take the next step within that upper echelon. So, you know, but I'm not anticipating any problems with youth. You know, I think when our young guys get out on the floor and play, I think that their performance will speak for itself.
What Mo went through last season and where he is now, what do you think he took away, and where have you seen him kind of grow? Well,
you know, to have a season-ending injury is a lot, you know, for a guy that's really never had a significant injury before. So, you know, Mo has made a lot of progress in a number of areas. I think the thing now is, you know, he's got to kind of prove to himself, you know, how ready he is and how impactful he can be. You know, we're going to continue to encourage him and push him, but I think he's at the point now where the next step probably needs to be doing it under the lights, and then you know, understanding that under the lights is the next step, but then the step after that's probably the most important, is figuring out what works and what didn't work under the lights, and getting in attack mode and making a significant jump, you know, in a short time span. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that for him. We're kind of ramping him up. He's been a full participant in everything that we've done for you know, a number of months now. So, you know, skill-wise, he's there. He's made improvements in certain areas. Now let's get under the lights and let's see what he can do, because I have no doubt in my mind he can be one of the best big men in the country.
It's been a while since somebody from Tucson has seen regular minutes on the Arizona roster. What does Evan Nelson bring? And this might be tough to answer, but do you see him getting regular minutes this year?
Evan Nelson's, you know, another tremendous human being. You know, obviously, you know, he grew up, you know, Tucson proud. You know, loved Arizona basketball. He got an opportunity to go back to Harvard, and you know, he had a good experience there. He graduated, he played, he made an impact, and he got an opportunity to come home. He's been he's really, you know, I just met with him today and just, you know, kind of commended him on how he's handled himself and how well he's doing fitting in with our guys, and you know, he competes and fits in without missing a beat. So, as for a specific role, we haven't really taken the next step to hammer those down. But, Evan's going to be on the court. I mean, he's going to get opportunities this year for sure. I mean, I don't see him, not playing at all. So, I'm going to kind of have to figure that out as we go. And he and I actually talked about that today. But I've been really comfortable with the contributions he's been making in practice and the progress he's shown.
I can ask you about, obviously there's a lot of great talented freshmen. Certainly Bryce gets a little bit of buzz because of his last name. But, I'm told he's just one of the guys. What's he like to be around?
I mean, Bryce is he's a great young man. I actually met with him today as well. And, Bryce, he and I have had great conversations, about, what his expectations are and what his ultimate, dreams and visions are to make sure that there's alignment. And, Bryce is a guy that, his best days are ahead of him. And, we've made a commitment to developing him as a player, and he's made a commitment to put in the work to be developed. So he's great to have around. I mean, it's been really fun watching him kind of, I guess, so to speak, come out of his shell since he's been here. I mean, he fits in. He's one of us. He belongs. And he's a valued member of our team who, I have no doubts in my mind, if he sticks with it, which I have no reason to believe he won't, that he's going to make an impact at Arizona basketball in the future and in the not so distant future.
Saw it or heard, but somebody asked LeBron the other day if he was going to wait until Bryce got to the NBA to, stick his, not retire until then or whatever. And I know there's people that expect Bryce is going to start, et cetera. A lot of talk about him. How do you deal with that when it sounds like he's kind of more a developmental long-term guy?
Well, my commitment's to Bryce, and helping Bryce run his own race, and that commitment I've made to him will not be influenced by media or social media. I care about Bryce. That's all I care about. I don't care what anybody else thinks. And, and he and I are going to stay locked in on that relationship and continue to grow. And I have, what his dad decides to do with his professional career is 100% his dad's choice. And, I don't think there's I know there's no pressure being put on Bryce, from that end. Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. It's been awesome to watch, Bryce who, really, I think his biggest desire is just to be a normal kid and fit in with a group. So, my recommendation to all you guys and everybody in social media, let him fit in with this group. Let him be a normal person. Let him be a normal 18, 19-year-old kid. That's the greatest gift you can give him.
All right, that's the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, at his press conference today. Tomorrow we'll let you hear, or maybe even Friday, let's hear a little bit more about what he said about his alter ego, his alter DJ ego, Tom E, TOMM-E, because he is going to be performing at the Post Move After Red Blue game concert on Friday. Tom E, DJ Tom E. And he did talk about that as well in his press conference. If you want to hear it, head on over to Arizona Athletics YouTube channel, and you can hear all of what Tommy Lloyd had to say about DJ Tom E. Good stuff there. All right, you heard him mention Bryce James, and the question was asked about something that LeBron James had to say this week. Let's let you hear what LeBron had to say about whether or not he's going to hang on in the NBA until his second son, Bryce James, arrives in the league.
I'm not sitting here. No, I'm not waiting on Bryce. No, I don't know what his timeline is. He's his own young man now. Like, he's down in Tucson. We'll see what happens this year, next year, but he has his own timeline. I got my timeline, and I don't know if they quite match up, but we see.
There you go. LeBron James, he's not hanging out 5, 6, another 7 years for Bryce James to arrive.
I mean, did people lose the plot? I mean, the whole point of him talking about Bronny was that no player had ever played in a game with their son. We talk about the Griffeys, right? They hit back-to-back home runs, DK, famously, right? Bronny played with his dad in game 1, first time out. They brought him in. That's done. He's now the first athlete in the NBA history to play on the court with his son. That was the goal.
Yep, that was the goal indeed. And whether you needed to be your second son and make more history, probably not. DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll break down Arizona Wildcats football, get the thoughts of Glenn Howell after watching the tape, and a whole lot more. Your Panthers report, your Casino del Sol replay, and who knows? I'll tell you how many shots I made shooting baskets yesterday at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions reported on Broadway Boulevard at Kolb and also Broadway Boulevard and Pantano. Westbound I-10 near Sunset, that was a stalled semi. Westbound I-10 backups from Sunset to beyond Grant Road. Weather-wise, 68 and clear for the low, 98 and sunny tomorrow, and a 94 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-approved collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
For 50 years, Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse has stood as an example of hope and resilience for survivors of violent
violence in the community. Join in on Saturday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Reed Park and come together for the Footsteps for Healing Walk. Walk in solidarity with survivors and families impacted by violence in our community. Register now at emergecenter.org/Footsteps for Healing. Save the date, invite your friends, and be a part of this transformative event. Stand with survivors and take steps towards a safer community.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Final hour of our show on this Wednesday. We've got Arizona volleyball coming up tomorrow night at McHale Center. It's going to be a 6 o'clock first serve. The ladies will be taking on West Virginia. It's going to be their only match of this week, but it is the first of 3 straight matches at home for Arizona volleyball, as they'll take on Utah this week, then Colorado next week in this new alliteration of the Big 12. The Utah Utes and Colorado Buffaloes don't always necessarily travel together, as we'll see. But we'll see them next week. And then Baylor will come in for the second game next week. It'll be Wednesday and Friday. We are back joined in the studio by one David Amata, who was out watching Arizona basketball practice today. What did you see out there, Dragon Ball?
They were running and running and running. They're doing a lot of work on that transition game. Again, when you bring in new faces, a lot of freshmen and stuff like that coming into this class, a lot of people are wondering how are they going to acclimate to Tommy Lloyd's offense. And I mean, JW and I have talked about it a long, long time. Sometimes the easiest offense is the offense that just flows. It's not the set pieces. It's just when you get the ball, just run, and you'll always find an open shot. And a lot of the young guys were running. I mean, Koa was running really well. Braden Burries was running really well. Bryce James was running really well. And they were all playing great defense to set up those runs. So very, very good sight to see that these young men are really buying in to the Tommy Lloyd system of just make transition buckets count.
You were at the press conference earlier that we just played a little bit of that with Tommy Lloyd. I thought the most interesting part was just when he talked about his alter ego DJ, Tom E. That's TOMM-E.
I mean, he was definitely trying to play up like, oh, that might be on my birth certificate. I'm not sure. But the big thing that I was hoping to get the chance to ask, like, so are you going to open up your set very low and build to something, or are you going to just start it loud and thumping? What's the DJ Tom E approach to your sets? But it's going to be fun regardless. I'm going to be very interested to see how Tommy Lloyd decides to go ahead and open up that event. And it's going to be fun for everyone around, especially for those of you that want to see Shaq, because that was a big topic during that whole thing as well.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to see Shaq, DJ. He was actually in Las Vegas when we were there last year for the Big 12 Media Day, the first Big 12 Media Day that was in Las Vegas. He was there because they had it at the same time that he was there. Also, that was when the U.S. Olympic team was training there. They were just getting going with their training, and so he did a big party around those events that were happening last year. So did not get a chance to see him there. So looking forward to getting a chance to seeing him for sure on Friday night. Any other guys that kind of stood out to you? How did Moteus, don't call me Mo, Moteus Krivas look moving around out there?
Krivas looked pretty good. He had a couple of back down in the post moves that he was really throwing his shoulders and his back into the guy that was guarding him. It shows that he's not afraid to use that upper body to make some space down low in the post. It'll be very nice to see him with that. And also just seeing Jaden Bradley just consistently be involved in the conversations after certain sets. He would talk to the guys that he was doing drills with and making sure that they were all on the same page. And that's something that we were all expecting to see, but definitely a great sight to see that the elder statesman point guard on the team being one to go and grab everybody and say, this is how we are going to be a better unit.
Yeah, and that's why it's so hard for new coaches to come into a program and instill their system. You need juniors and seniors who have been there for 2 or 3 years to be able to help the players understand what the coaches are looking for. And a guy like JB, I mean, when you've got the head of the snake out there doing everything that the team needs, the coaches need, and now he's got this is his last run, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no more COVID years. So having a senior leader out there who also is in charge of running the offense, yeah, great to hear that he's out there helping some of those younger guys figure out exactly what it is the coaches need. They don't have infinite time, DK.
No.
The coaching staff does not have infinite time with the players. So those players have to talk amongst themselves, talk some shop as well when they're not in Richard Jefferson Gym.
All right, Dragon Bar, question of the day for yesterday was, so after we were at Women's Basketball Media Day, after they left, and I was breaking down. I was the only one there. I happened to see a basketball laying around, so of course I had to pick it up and take some shots. So I took 20 shots, okay? How many of those 20 shots did I make? The choice, and I had not shot a basketball. In fact, I can't remember the last time I shot a basketball. It's been a long time. The choices were I made 12 of 20, 9 of 20, 4 of 20, or 0 of 20.
I must say you hit 2.
That wasn't one of the choices. I gave you 4 choices, which means it's going to be one of those numbers.
Okay, so I'll go with 4 then. I'll go with 4.
You'll go with 4. Well, John Madden gave me a little bit more credibility. He went with 9. He said, well, it's not going to be 12 because I hadn't shot a ball in so long. And he said it wasn't going to be 0 because I wouldn't want to embarrass myself.
You wouldn't put the poll up if you hit 0.
Apparently neither one of you guys knows me very well at all because I did not make a single shot.
Oof.
Except for a layup, right?
Except for the layup at the end, and that did not count.
Apparently the layup
did not
count.
make a single shot. Not one. 0 is the correct answer, and nobody voted for 0. So thank you for having more faith in me than is actually the case. I did not make a single shot of the 20 that I took. I got frustrated. I said, I'm just going home at this point.
Well,
I said I'm just gonna do a layup at the end just so I can leave here at least feeling somewhat good about myself.
Let's get a hoop up in the parking lot out back, and I'll help you with your form.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, hey, cardio. Get the cardio workout in. That's usually what I do.
That was actually I was a little bit winded as I got towards the end. You know, you start because the ball kept missing, so
you're
it kept
chasing down the ball.
So I'm chasing it. I keep chasing it from one side of the basket to the other. So I started taking some shots from the front side to see if I could get it to at least come back to me. If I missed, I did not make a single shot.
What is the most 3-pointers you've ever made in a game?
Well, I didn't really. I don't even know. To be quite honest with you, I'm sure they probably did. The last time I played in an actual game would have been my sophomore year in high school, which would have been like 1984.
So the 3-point line
did they
was
have
invented,
the 3-point? Did they have the 3-point line then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't make any 3. I don't think I made any 3-point shots in
I
high
can
school.
maybe say I hit 2, but that was a very good day where I got the chance to shoot because I did not shoot the ball. I was a defender / box out guy. That was what I was for.
There's a reason I played football and baseball because and was the basketball manager. Yeah, I was good at picking up the towels for basketball, but not actually putting the actual ball into the net.
5.
When I was in high school. 5 was the most you made in a game?
Yes, five three-pointers is the most I ever made in a high school basketball
there you
game.
go. Outstanding. That's 5 more than me. That's 5 more than I took in high school. I don't even think I took any 3-point shots. I wasn't trying to be anybody. I was trying to pass the ball and maybe see if I could get me a nice 10 to 12-foot shot, if that. But yeah, basketball was not my thing growing up, for sure. So there you go. Everybody got it wrong on that one. Thank you to the 46% of you that said 4. That was Dragon Ball. That was number 1. The people that said 4 like you, that was 46%. 39% said 9. I don't know what those 15%, the people that thought I could make 12 shots, were actually thinking, but thank you to that 15% as well. And nobody voted for 0, and that's what it ended up being. So there you go. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let me go ahead and give you this other keyword now. Before we get to Glenn Howe, because we usually talk to Glenn Howe for 2 segments. So this is our second keyword here for your chance to win $1,000. Okay, and how about this? For your chance to win $1,000, your keyword is, in fact, win. W-I-N. Text that keyword win right now to 95819, 95819. That is a national keyword. It's a national keyword that you can text right now to 95819. That's the short code. You've got a chance right now to be our final $1,000 winner of the day here at Wildcats Radio 1290. Who else is giving you a chance to win $1,000 5 times a day? I don't think anybody. DK. That's the guy so make sure you remember that, because my birthday is on Sunday. All right? I'll accept gifts. Anything. I'll accept money as well. 520-848-1290. We are going to chat with Glenn Howe coming up next and get you a breakdown of Arizona football. We'll dissect everything that we saw on the tape in the game from Saturday night. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. With the earlier semi-stalled westbound I-10 near Sunset, westbound side of I-10 backups between Ruth Ruff, El Camino del Cerro to Miracle Mile. Collisions Broadway and Kolb, and also Houghton at I-10. Clear. Overnight 68, the low 98, sunny tomorrow and 93 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Cue the easy button because it's almost easy deal days at Staples. Starting October 5th, enjoy 7 days of savings on over 1,000 products online and in your local Staples store. From tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Get a sneak peek of all the deals at staples.com. Staples, that was easy.
When night falls, terror rises. Tucson's ultimate haunted experience is back. Terror in the Corn. 4 bone-chilling nightmares await. The pumpkin plague, where rotting vines strangle the living and the harvest never dies. Blood Moon Ranch, when the moon turns red, the slaughter begins. Chainsaws roar and no one gets out alive. Funhouse Nightmare. Step inside the twisted funhouse where the clowns don't want laughs. They want blood. Bleakmore Asylum, where the walls whisper, the gates slam shut, and the madness won't let you go. 26 years of terror, and we're just getting started. Halloween begins at TucsonTerrorInTheCorn.com. Same location, Avra Valley Road. Open weeknights in October. Enter if you dare.
And this Friday, we have a sweet deal for you from Terror in the Corn. You can get an admission ticket into Terror in the Corn for just $17.50, originally $35. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
If you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of a home remodel, don't stress. The Window Depot is here to help. At the Window Depot, we're your one-stop warehouse for everything you need for your next remodel. Windows? Check. Doors? Got it. Cabinets, countertops, and everything in between? You'll find it all here at the lowest prices. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, or whole home makeover, our experienced designers are ready to bring your dream home to life, all at unbeatable prices. Find a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The top-seeded Minnesota Lynx were shockingly eliminated by the Phoenix Mercury in Game 4 of the WNBA semifinals. Minnesota's best player, Nafisa Collier, was sidelined with an injury, and their head coach, Cheryl Reeve, was suspended due to her conduct and comments toward the officiating at the end of Game 3. Yesterday, Collier held her exit press conference with the media. The 5-time WNBA All-Star was very critical of League Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, noting the performance of the referees and the compensation for the players.
We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But unfortunately for them, I do. We serve a league that has shown they think championship coaches and Hall of Fame players are dispensable, and that's fine. It's professional sports. But I will not stand quietly by and allow different standards to be applied at the league level.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next-day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
Awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the football insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
Breaking down Arizona football, Wildcats lose 39-14 to the Iowa State Cyclones. Joined as always by Glenn Howe, U of A football class of 1985. Glenn, it was not the performance that we were hoping for in Ames, Iowa. After watching the tape, what are your new thoughts about what you saw from Arizona?
Well, after the game was done, and then, and I said it after the game when we went to, before I saw the tape, we came to the post game show. I thought our guys played really hard. They played hard to the end. I really was happy with their effort. Their effort was great. They were down, a couple touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. They still were playing, just playing aggressive, violent, and I really liked that. Then after I watched the tape, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. I was really happy of what I saw. I've been emphasizing the last couple of weeks about how the offensive line is good, but the tackles have not been. The tackles played really good this game, man. They really were playing very, very aggressive. Their pulling was great and finding people to maul, which was really exciting to see how violent they were, these guys. And I thought that, we gave up 1 sack, and we ran the ball. And I was really happy with the way our offensive line, and that gives me hope because it takes a few games for those guys to gel. And I think they're starting to get that lather going and getting the continuity going. And Noah had time to throw, which was good.
Yeah, he did have time to throw it sometimes, but it didn't always look great in terms of Noah Fifita. You talk about some of the routes. He threw the ball behind some of the receivers, and we hadn't necessarily seen that so far this year. And there were some instances where the receivers didn't necessarily help him out as well with some of the drops. I think it's very again, and I've said I think through the first 4 games that I thought that this season had kind of been a microcosm of what we saw in fall camp, where the offense at times could hit on some things, but at times they were uneven. And it's clear, and I thought it was interesting, one of the things that Seth Doege said yesterday is that it's still a work in progress. There's, I thought maybe we were on the same page on some things but we're still not there. I still have to coach Noah on some things because there were opportunities that I thought he should have made that he didn't make in that game. So I thought that was very interesting that Seth would come out and say, hey, we're still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, and that's good. That's great transparency from the coaches, and I think Noah understands that. And I think Noah is a type of a kid that is going to take that criticism and take it in and say, you know what, I got to do better next time. And I think Noah has got just a curve that's going to go. I mean, I think he's going to go up. I think he's going to get better. And he just had an off game. He really did. He could have hit some guys, on the deep ball, on the interception. We talked about that and what he was saying about that flat. I mean, that was just totally. I'll give you an example. I totally understand what he's saying. That the receiver that was under, he had to be able to run that flat, make sure you take that guy with you. Because I remember I used to have to run a route, 260X, okay? We used to run the 260X. I had to get to the hash mark and sprint my butt all the way out and run to the goal line to get that safety out of the way to get out of the way so our X would come right coming across, and we used to hit that play all the time. And it would come straight across because I had to get that guy out of the way. If I would have slowed down and got hit or anything, that play would have never worked because the safety would have been in there to pick that ball off. But I had to get him all the way out and run him all the way to the goal line, and it was like a long run. That I used to kind of hate that route because I knew I wasn't getting the ball. So, but I had my assignment to get that safety out of the area so we could get the X coming by. So I understand what he was saying about the guy in the flat route had to be able to get out of there and keep that guy flat so he doesn't fade back and he picks that ball off.
Glenn Howe joining us, Wildcat Breakdown. He is our Arizona Insider for today, and our Arizona Insiders, as always, are brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. And I think the other thing, Glenn, is they didn't necessarily run the ball maybe as much as we thought they should, and that I think they could have. They got behind in the game, and that's generally part of the reason why you don't run the game. But the run game has been very efficient the last two ball games. I think that's another positive I think you got to take out of this, and I think you maybe have to really start leaning on that a lot more than maybe they have, especially in this last game.
Yeah, I think we have great backs, and we got a good offensive line that can be able to run the ball. I think we got behind, and we had to change some things. I think he probably had a really good game plan going in, But when you get down and you're down 21 or you're down 14, you kind of get a little like, okay, what are we going to do? We might have to throw that out the window. It's just something that happens, where we just didn't make enough big plays. We hit those couple big plays, we're right back in the game. It's just something that you have to change. But I think we're going to lean on the run game, because we got some backs that can really run the ball, and our offensive lines are maulers.
There you go. That's for sure. I think, though, when you look at this wide receiver core, and there's some talent there, and there's some speed there, but no one has really kind of stepped up just yet in this wide receiving core. Chris Hunter was kind of maybe thought was going to be that guy this year. He missed a large portion of camp, so he's kind of behind. Chris Hudson's a new guy. He got hurt. He's missed some camp. There's been some injuries there. Kean Burnett, we were hoping maybe he would be able to step in and pick right back up where he kind of left off, but he had an injury during camp. He missed some time. The injuries really have kind of, I think, forced this wide receiving core. Well, this receiving core as a whole, when I say wide receivers, I mean the tight ends as well. And obviously you lose Tyler Powell there, and that hurt as well. But injuries have really, I think, slowed the growth of that. And that's also led to maybe some of the struggles that we've seen with Noah Fafita.
Absolutely. That wide receiver group has got to step it up. We got to continually stop. Just go to fundamentals when you're catching the ball. That's the thing that we have to start doing. We got to go back to fundamentals, open up your hands, you see the ball in, and catch the ball with your hands and not with your pads and stuff. And they really got to get back to the fundamentals. And the drop balls are hurting us. We got to be able to get better on that. And I know Bobby Wade's going to be on them and make sure that gets corrected, because it has to. And then if I'm in the wide receiver room, I got an opportunity to be the guy, because no one's really has stepped it up. I'd like to see Rex Haynes in there to see if he ever gets in there. He's always on the depth chart, but maybe you might see that this week, or you might see that coming up.
Glenn Howe's our guest. He is our Arizona Insider. It is Wildcat Breakdown, and our Arizona Insiders are brought to you every week by Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate partner of Arizona Athletics. Special teams right now, Glenn, is a little bit of an issue. There's been some missed kicks. I think some of those missed kicks have been as a result of the snapping not necessarily being on point. We've seen some errant snaps from Avery Salerno the last couple of weeks. There was even one where, Ian Singer was able to get it down, but Michael Salgado Medino had to kick it on the laces, and that was one of the kicks he actually made. It's the process has not been as smooth when you're talking about you lost some veteran guys in that respect.
Yeah.
When you lose a Tyler Loop to the National Football League and you're asking a youngster to come in and, like Michael Salgado Medino, and do two roles, they pulled him back, obviously, off the punting role, but now you've got a new player in there as well, in Isaac Loveson. A lot of new faces, and they're still trying to figure out exactly how to make that work.
Yeah, they're first-year guys. You know, we had Tyler Loop was there for 4 years. He had the same guys and the spotter and everything. They were in sync. These guys just got to get familiar with each other and really concentrate and just execute. Execution is the key, especially because I think we're going to need Medina in some of these games coming up. It could be close games that we're gonna be in, and we got to be able to be solid on the kicking game to win those ball games in the end.
It is Glenn Howell. It is Wildcat Breakdown. We're going to talk some more with Glenn Howell about what happened on the defensive side of the ball. First game that the Wildcats really struggled in that respect. And really it came down to not necessarily a bunch of plays. It was really six plays for 189 yards that the Wildcats gave up in that ball game. We'll talk about some of those plays, what happened on those plays, and the areas that need to be shored up on the defensive side of the ball as well. Glenn will be back with us for a second segment, and we'll hear from Cricket here. She's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Houghton and I-10 reported on Houghton at I-10. Kolb and Broadway Boulevard and Kolb Road. Some on and off slowdowns on the westbound side of I-10 between Ruthrop, El Camino del Cerro back to the I-10, I-19 junction. Clear and 68 is the low, 98 sunny tomorrow and 93 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Wildcat fans, join us at Arizona Stadium Saturday, October 4th at 12 noon for Hispanic Heritage Day as your Arizona Wildcats take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field, alongside 50,000 of your closest friends. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Cats Cowboys, October 4th. Bear down.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcat football team as they continue their season with another home game this Saturday at Arizona Stadium.
This Saturday, the Cats take on Oklahoma State. Kickoff is scheduled for 12 noon.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to WildcatsRadio1290.com.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start, and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome.
No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up. And I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by BetMGM. Own your moment, make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I recently talked to Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed, and he revealed to me that he enjoys playing basketball more than football, but he just so happens to be better at football. Regardless as to which sport he loves more, Reed has the Aggies at 4-0 for the first time since 2016, and if he keeps this pace up, Reed will probably be a Heisman Trophy finalist and have A&M in the college football playoff. I'm Zach Gelb.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into pro football action with same-game parlays, live betting, or bet on new markets thanks to BetMGM Originals. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up with bonus code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wildcat Breakdown. Glenn Howe joins us here. Arizona coming off a loss to Iowa State, getting ready for Oklahoma State. We dove into the offensive side of things. We'll dive into the defensive side of things. Glenn, 6 plays that went for 189 yards in that ball game was basically what that came down to. This was a defense that we saw them do still a lot of the same things that they've done, get tackles for loss, and we went over that in the postgame show. Those numbers were still pretty decent in the ball game. It's just they gave up some deep balls in that contest, and that was an absolute killer. I want to talk obviously because one of those involved a tight end. I don't know if you ever got an opportunity to throw a pass as a tight end, but if you're the defense, when you see potentially something like that coming, a handoff to a man in motion who potentially, we tried to obviously do that the week before against Kansas State. Where do the defense's eyes need to be in that respect?
Well, first of all, when you see the 6'7", 265-pound guy going on a end around, I don't think that he's going to really run the ball, okay, the big guy. But you have to be able to see where the ball is and keep your eyes on your receivers, too. So if you see him coming out, but you got to wait till that guy is making sure that he's going towards the line of scrimmage, if he's going backwards, which he was going backwards, he's going to be throwing the ball. So we've kind of been on that, and just got to keep your eyes open and be focused on where the ball is going.
That's a perfect.
Go ahead.
That's a perfect example, Glenn, of an offense taking advantage of an aggressive defense.
Aggressive, absolutely. Because you know why? Because we are an aggressive defense. That's the thing, and that's where I still love that. As I watch that tape, our guys were just battling all the way to the end. They were just battling. Just those couple plays. We have not given up a passing touchdown again this year at all. So we haven't given up a passing touchdown. We gave up a lot of run touchdowns here because they got, on short fields. We gave our defense, put our defense in a hole a lot because we're on short fields, interceptions, sudden change. It just was not a good day for our defense, but I still think that they did a great job on their run. Without that quarterback that came in the fourth quarter, but after they took out Beck, you take away his yards, which he was just running the ball, they would have been averaging about 1.7, 1.8 a carry, which is fantastic for what our defense is doing.
I want to talk also, Glenn, about that the play at the beginning of the third quarter that went for 52 yards. We both looked at that tape. It was that quick slant pass. And I thought my feeling on the play was that Genesis Smith didn't necessarily take a great angle. And now that's 2 weeks in a row that he hasn't taken the best angle and has given up big plays. You go back to the 75-yard play with Jace Brown in the Kansas State game, and then that 52-yarder there. So obviously he's your best player, but again, he's your best player also still needs to be coached up to be able to make sure that he's doing the right things out there. We played earlier Danny Gonzalez's statement on that play, and although he agreed that, Genesis was a little bit off on where he was supposed to be, the outside corner, Dansby, also has, quote, overage coverage there back into the middle, I guess, when those receivers slant like that. He wasn't in the right place to cut that opportunity down to maybe an 8 to 10 yard gain versus a play that goes for 52 yards.
Yeah, if you look at the lineup on that, the way they lined up, that's a long ways to go for Dansby, man. I just thought that was a long way for him to go to be able to cover that. But if that's the way they do it, that's the way they do it. That's the way he's got to be there. He's got to be able to cheat. As soon as he sees the guy off the line of scrimmage, he makes that step with his outside foot to go inside. He's got to get there. That's some of his keys. He's got to look at the footwork.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to be in the right place. Again, I think the other thing he talked about, obviously, is that everybody's got to be to the ball, because if there is a mistake, you can make up for that mistake if everybody is to the ball. And in that respect, if you've got Dansby in the right place, then he can be there to potentially cut that down and keep gains like that from becoming big, monstrous, disastrous plays. Like what you saw in that game right there, and in that particular play right there on Saturday night. Glenn Howe's our guest. He is our Arizona Insider. It is Wildcat Breakdown. Our Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans, and it is an official corporate partner of Arizona Athletics, Modelo. Glenn, Oklahoma State, a program that comes in here reeling. We don't have any game balls to give away this week for the first time, so we'll just go right to the next opponent. They're reeling. They fired their longtime coach. They fired defensive coordinator Todd Grantham, who I'm familiar with. He coached with the Cleveland Browns for a number of years. He's out, and so there could be some changes. But and you're in a situation like that, you're probably not making a wholesale lot of changes. You don't want to overdo things with the kids that you have in that program. It's probably going to be just more simplification, I think, of what they're already doing when they come in here on Saturday. It
could be simplification, and it also could be chaos. I'm telling you, it could be. a lot of chaos. Let's just throw some guys. We're going to work on some stuff that this is an opportunity. I would think the guy, he ain't got nothing to lose. He ain't got nothing to lose. The OC, he could just make up some plays that he thought, hey, I thought this would be a really good play. Maybe we could try this play. And it's going to be difficult for our coaches to do to really find out what their tendencies are and what they're going to do. Yeah, you can get them on the run tendencies of what they're going to do, but the passing and everything, all that other stuff, it could be a little bit of a different thing. But if you do your basic defense and read your keys and be disciplined and rally to the ball, I think we'll be just fine.
There we go. All right. It's going to be interesting. It'll be an early start, noon. This will be the first game in somewhat hot weather here in a long time. I know the coaches are excited about that, Glenn. They feel like they've got the advantage in that because they practice in it every day. We'll see how that transpires. We'll see if Oklahoma State can come in here and deal because it's supposed to be 93 degrees, which means it's going to be a lot hotter than that on that turf come noon on Saturday. There's a lot that they're going to have to deal with on top of what they're already dealing with inside of that program. We'll be on the air at 7:30 in the morning. Glenn, I'll see you then.
All right, bear down, guys.
Glenn Howell, our Arizona insider for today.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, we are getting towards the end of our show here. I'm going to Dragon Ball is in the hot seat right now. Dragon Ball, we're going to go to our Panthers report here. I will, so we can get that in. I'll fire that from this side over here. The Panthers play this weekend, and they are coming off a loss at the hands of the New England Patriots this past weekend. So they are 1-3 now on the season, are the Carolina Panthers. So some work there to do for them as well after what looked to be like a bounce back for the Panthers with the win over the Atlanta Falcons at home in the home opener. But unfortunately, it has not did not transpire out onto the road in that contest against the New England Patriots. After getting off to a quick 6-0 lead, they lost that ball game by a score of 43-13. Let's give you your Panthers report for today.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
The Panthers over the past 2 weeks have experienced the highs and the lows of an NFL season. Now we'll try to steady the ship as they host Miami coming up on Sunday. I'm Jim Zoki with a Panthers Update after this.
Charlotte's momentum has a name, UNC Charlotte. 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
Bama is seeking revenge. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Vanderbilt over Alabama was the biggest upset of last year's college football season. The Tide coming off a huge win at Georgia. Vandy was 6-1 ATS when a double-digit dog last year. This year, they're off to a 5-0 start. Vanderbilt plus 10.5. I'm Joe Ostrowski from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times the past 2 weeks for the Carolina Panthers, who followed up their 30-point victory over Atlanta with a 29-point loss at New England. As they get ready to host the Dolphins, star defensive lineman Derek Brown says it's up to the players to execute the proper way to get back where they were 2 games ago.
We want to be a player-led team. We got to have player-led execution. From me, all the leaders in defense and down. This is a competitive league, and, in order to be good at it, consistency is how you become good in this game, how you become who you want to be. So for us to get better and have a better outcome, we're going to have to do that every week.
With all 3 phases of the game struggling and last Sunday's loss, Coach Dave Canales put himself at the top of the list of who needs to be looking at the corrections. But Derek Brown says the team has been prepared, so it's up to him and his teammates to step up and get things right.
Coach takes the blame for us all the time. We got to step up and we got to have his back. We appreciate him, but this team knows, man. We want to be a player-run team. We want to be a player-led team. to where, you know, it doesn't matter what E calls. It doesn't matter what Dave and Brad call. Or Tracy. We want to go out there and have execution at the highest level so we can enjoy the fruits of our labor, you know what I'm saying?
I'm Jim Zoki on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte, built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte. UNC Charlotte.
All right, the Panthers have played 3 of their first 4 games on the road, so they'll be back at home for a little bit of a stretch now, starting this Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. That game will start at 10 o'clock. It'll again be one of 3 NFL games that we'll have here on Wildcats Radio 1290 this coming Sunday. Our coverage will start in the early morning with the second second game of the international series over in Europe, and this will be the second game at London's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It'll be the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. Coverage will begin at 6:15 and then kickoff at 6:30. We'll join at the game between the Dolphins and the Panthers immediately after the Vikings and Browns concludes, and then our third and final game on Sunday, as always, is Sunday Night Football, and it'll be those New England Patriots that put the beating on your Carolina Panthers on Sunday. They'll be on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Coverage there will begin at 4:30 with kickoff at 5:20. The Bills 4-0 on the season. Of course, our NFL week begins tomorrow with Thursday Night Football, another NFC West matchup. Last week it was the Cardinals and the Seahawks. This week it is the 49ers and the Rams. The 2 teams, or 2 of the 3 teams now, because it is a stalemate at the top of the NFC West. The 49ers and Rams, both 3-1, along with the Seattle Seahawks. And so that game will be down in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. Our coverage will begin at 4:30 tomorrow for that game with a 5:15 kickoff, which means short show tomorrow, as we'll be with you from 3 until 4:30.
And be ready, Purdy, Purcell, and Jennings all ruled out for that game tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Back to Mac Jones.
The 49ers continue to have their injury issues. That has got to be one of the most injured franchises in the history of sports. It seems like every year they've got injuries that they are dealing with up there in San Francisco. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Glenn Howe for joining us. Thanks to Kyle Quinn as well for joining us. For Dragon Ball and for JW Madden and for Cricket, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock right here. DK on the Sports Tip. Yep, I did not make a single of those 20 shots. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Ajo and Keno expect slowdowns due to construction restrictions. Collisions reported La Cañada south of River Road, Stone Avenue near Drachman, and also Houghton and I-10. Clear and 68 the low, 98 and sunny tomorrow and 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Get 2 #1 selling bacon cheeseburgers, Wendy's JBC, plus medium fries and soft drink for just $8. Total game changer. Order today. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Request JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Claim per independent market research company.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
They say that living a life of recovery isn't entirely about sobriety. It's more about community and staying connected. At Gospel Rescue Mission, we provide a new supportive community, a safe place to heal and grow.
Hi, my name is Michael. Because of your help and the community I found, I am now 9 years sober and living the life I never imagined.
Your support of Gospel Rescue Mission helps someone stay connected, stay sober, and stay alive. Go to grmtucson.com.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcat football team as they continue their season with another home game this Saturday at Arizona Stadium.
This Saturday, the Cats take on Oklahoma State. Kickoff is scheduled for 12 noon.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to WildcatsRadio1290.com.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you, coast to coast, on the Infinity Sports Network. I'm coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much to everybody listening all over North America. I hope you've had a tremendous day. I'll be hanging out with you for one more hour. The show gets started every weekday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. It is Wednesday. I just gave you a new top 6 list. We've looked at some of the worst organizations in sports. I have the Browns at number 1 on my list. Right now, at this moment, the New York Yankees are trying to tie up their series wild card round with the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees lead 4-3 in the top of the 9th. I'll let you know when things close, hopefully for the Yankees. That's very soon. Get into some more baseball that took place earlier today, and there we have it. Well, damn it. Game over. Botch, was that the final out?
You are ahead of me then, if so. Where are you watching, ESPN or ABC?
Oh, damn it. No, yeah, I'm on the app. They need one more out now, huh?
Yes, as of now, they need one more out. But Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. It just ended.
Well, there you have. Well, damn it, Boncha, what are you spoiling? The game is over. Time
I don't know. If someone is watching or listening to both streams, and there's a delay.
Boncha, tell people the results of the game. We're live on the radio. We're not playing games. Tell them the results of the game, man.
Yes, the Yankees just beat the Red Sox 4-3 after a flyout to Judge on the warning track.
Done. Game over. The Yankees have now tied the series at 1 game apiece. A big disappointment of how things ended yesterday. The New York Yankees, bases loaded, chance to come back and win the game. It didn't happen. And so at least today, for another day, and maybe tomorrow, through tonight, tomorrow night, Yankee fans will kind of chill out and relax. Give Aaron Boone a break. Almost a home run. Not quite. Aaron Judge, as he said, getting it on the warning track. We've had some other MLB results from earlier today. The Guardians, they tie up their series with Detroit. Got the Yankees handling business right now. You got San Diego. They tie up their series with the Cubs. And then we will have the Dodgers, who will probably end the night by eliminating the Reds. Maybe the Reds can stay alive. We'll see sooner than later. Before we get out of here, let's see if we hear from any of the Yankees on the way out of the building. If you missed any portion of the show so far, you can go ahead and hit rewind on the free Odyssey app. Thank you for listening live on your local Infinity Sports Network affiliate. You got Sirius XM. It's channel 375. And if you have a smart speaker, be smart. Ask it to play the Infinity Sports Network. We've had a busy show. Okay, we talked about the benching of Joe Flacco. Not a surprise. We learned that Jaden Daniels has been cleared to play. They didn't say he's going to start, but come on now. We know that Jaden Daniels is going to start. We got Lamar Jackson. He did not practice today for the Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh was sick of answering questions about it. The Ravens are getting ready to take on the Texans. Hey, man, we got Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Brock Purdy is out. The 49ers are going to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Purdy will not be available. What a day, what a day, what a day. 888-710-4ISN is the number. That's 888-710-4ISN. And concluding the game, it seemed like every time the Yankees, got a little bit of a lead here, Trevor Story said, no, I got that. He singled early in the game to tie the game at 2 runs apiece. Later on in the 6th inning, he hit a home run to tie the game at 3-3. And then in the bottom of the 8th, Austin Wells, he singles to right. Jazz Chisholm scores, has to dive in from third base, hands straight to the plate, gets in, gets the winning run. Yesterday, we know he didn't even start. Today, turns things around and gets the winning run. I mean, we heard a lot. Jazz Chisholm didn't want to talk to the press yesterday, really. Had his back turned to them while he was being interviewed. And Aaron Boone, the manager of the New York Yankees, he pretty much said, listen, I get it. I understand what's going on. I believe in my team. He says our Yankee squad is confident. Listen to what Boone had to say before the Yankees win.
We've been playing these type games for a while now. We've been playing with a lot on the line seemingly every single day. So tonight was a great baseball game that, we just couldn't get that final punch in. So we'll be ready to go, and I expect us to come out and get one tomorrow.
Yeah, well, tomorrow is today, and the Yankees certainly did that. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Whoever wins this sudden death, do-or-die game tomorrow, they advance. They go ahead on and take on the Jays, who are waiting. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. Hey, we got Wes. He's calling from Idaho. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Wes?
Hey, JR. Great show. Hey,
Thank you.
I'm just following up. I called you in the spring about the Seattle Mariners, and what do you think? Do they have a shot at that World Series finally?
I think they do, given their starting pitching and finally the depth in the bats. I mean, it's been year after year after year that everybody always looked at the Mariners and their pitching, and it's always questionable as to why and when the bats were going to wake up and help them along the way. I mean, the only concern is, and I've been talking about this for a week, I think I spoke to you about it last week, when you got Brian Wu dealing with a chest issue and you're a pitcher and you have no idea what the hell is going on with your chest, that's something to be concerned about.
Yep. Great show.
Well, thank you, Wes. Can you pitch? Can you go out there and help him?
No, I was a home run hitter.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Here we go again. Chicks dig the long ball, huh? You were part of that.
I was a long ball hitter.
Okay, Wes. Okay, you still hitting the balls long, Wes? Are you still? Okay.
No, man. I'm 66 years old, but I sure like listening to your show. You got good content.
Well, thank you, Wes. I try my best, and thank you. I like Idaho. I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, buddy.
All right, shout-outs to Wes for calling from Idaho. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4ISN. John is calling from Colorado. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, John?
Hey, JR, thanks for taking my call. Second time I've called you, and you have a great show, man.
Thanks. What's up?
Well, you put up that list of the worst sports teams and programs and that, and being in Colorado, the Rockies are terrible. The Colorado Rockies are awful.
Yeah.
And I got to go quick, but let me just tell you this. Hey, that nothing will change there because that's the biggest open bar in Denver, Colorado, and every game is packed, and they're making their money, and nothing will ever change.
Oh, ouch. All right, thank you, John, for calling from Colorado. Hey, Coors Field? Well, why not? I mean, I'll go to an open bar. Why the hell not? I'll go too. Yeah, the Rockies are bad. They won 43 games this year. They're not as bad as the White Sox from last year, 41. But Colorado, 43 victories. Last time that they were in the playoffs, 2018. The way that they're going, yeah, things are going to have to turn around real soon for them to go back. Damn. And since then, they have either finished 4th or 5th in the National League West. Every year. They're pretty bad. 888, we got a lot of calls. 888-710-4ISN. Nate, he's here from Milwaukee. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Nate?
Hey, JR. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it.
I always like these top 6 lists. They're really good. Today's especially. I mean, number 1, there's no debate. And number 2, the Cowboys have not won a game in the playoffs to go to a Super Bowl, like the NFC Championship game, since 95. So you cannot debate. They're a train wreck, too. That's not why I called, though. It's for me, it's the Chicago Bears. They just – I mean, they've been pretty lean on wins lately, but they cannot get their sequence correct in how to run an NFL franchise. They keep going out of sequence. You should go GM and then head coach and then quarterback, and they have it just totally out of sorts. And
you don't have any faith, just a little bit, with the new head coach and the second-year quarterback.
Well, they just extended Ryan Poles, and he's no good. I mean, they gave that guy an extension, and I just don't see, like, really any impact players that he's ever drafted. Caleb Williams is the number 1 pick, and maybe he'll turn it around, but up to now, I'm not sold on that guy, and I just don't see the Bears ever, like, getting out of, like, a 7-8 win rut for a long time until they completely tear it down and then go GM, coach, QB.
There is a possibility if Caleb happens to be the QB.
Sure.
And Ben Johnson is the coach. That, like, let's hang our hat on that and see what happens the rest of the way. I mean, this is a team right now. They're 2-2. Okay, nothing to cry home about. Give them time. Give them time, Nate. Okay.
Well, they've had time. They've been bad for
not the
6,
organization.
7 years.
This iteration of what we have. This coach, this quarterback.
Okay,
they've been together.
Yeah, you know,
they've been together 4 games.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I'm not going back to, Jim McMahon, Nate, okay? Or Cutler.
No, but
there's none of that.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Rex Grossman.
Smith, it's been a rough ride for the Bears.
Yes.
And
well, have a drink. You're in Milwaukee. Have a drink safely.
I'll cheers the Brewers on Saturday, and maybe I'll call back and brag about my brew crew.
Okay. Yeah, you got to deal with some positivity. Thank you, Nate, for calling from Milwaukee.
Hey.
I'm like, yeah, Milwaukee. Why are you so sad? Just have yourself a beer. Not that tough, right? Dodgers are underway here with Cincinnati. Botcha, these are the type of games that come on, and I just say to myself, get it over with. What are we doing here? Like, they should beat them 20-0 today.
Normally, I'd say that, but considering every other game today has forced a game 3, there's got to be a little bit of interest, just a tiny bit.
Interesting, but just get them out of here. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. Maybe there's a potential collapse from the Dodgers bullpen again. There's a lot of factors that can mess with this series, but does anyone think they're going to win the World Series? No, but maybe they win a game.
Yeah. That's the type of thing that makes me go, waste of time. That's it. Like, we know the Reds ain't winning nothing. And their fans, you just cross your fingers and just go, yeah, maybe we go. Shout outs to everybody in Cincinnati. You just go, oh, maybe we win a game. Maybe you never know. No, we know. We know. If I'm the Dodgers, if I'm in the locker room and I'm playing these games, I'm saying to myself, what am I doing? I want a day off. Let's finish this off. Why are we going out here playing another game? Let's just keep things moving. As Bacha mentioned, we've now had 3 games today. This is the 4th game. All 3 games, nobody eliminated. Everybody is alive. Cleveland tied up their series versus Detroit. They won 6-1 today. Do or die game tomorrow. Oh, this will be a fun one to go out there and see. Then you got San Diego. The Cubs beat them yesterday. San Diego came back with a get back. They beat them 3-0. You can go ahead and say thank you so much. More home runs. Manny Machado hitting that home run. Finish this one off. This is courtesy of Padres Radio.
2 outs for Machado. Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie. Machado, a 2-run homer in the 5th inning, and the Padres do add on. It's 3-0.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of home runs, let's be equal. We heard about the home run from San Diego to tie up this series. Let's go ahead and hear Naylor. Naylor hit the home run. 3-run home run for the Guardians. 5 runs in the 8th helped them ultimately win the game 6-1 against Detroit and stay alive.
Here it comes.